Searching the Northwest to bring you the biggest variety in sports. Northwest Television Sports brings you the rejoicing of victory, the frustration of defeat, the drama of competition. This is Northwest Sports.
Northwest Television Sports is proud to bring you Western Oregon University coming up next.
Welcome everyone to Monmouth, Oregon. I'm Matt Palumbo. I'm joined alongside linebackers coach here at Western Oregon University. He's got a rabid wolf pack that has got a great defensive start, 2-0 on the season. Jason, tell me about what you've seen in those first two games that lead you to believe that today you might really see the best yet this season.
Well, like you said, it's been a really good start for our defense. We have a lot of returning guys, so we kind of anticipated we'd have a better start than last year. But for us, I mean, like you said, going 2-0 in conference, and we still feel that we haven't really played our best yet. So getting some guys back from injury, and getting some younger guys going now, better with the calls and stuff. We're hoping that, going forward, we'll have some better performances as well. So.
Simon Fraser poses offensively a problem that they have a quarterback that is a true freshman with 4 touchdowns. He has 6 interceptions, 3 of them for pick sixes. How aggressive do you see the defensive backfield being today for the Wolves?
For us, really, I mean, those stats are important, but we're really focused on playing our scheme. We're not going to really do anything outside of the ordinary that we usually play, our normal coverages and fronts and stuff like that. So for us, we're really just trying to focus on, getting a good rotation going, being 100% on all of our calls today, and then just kind of going from there. But schematically, it should be the same from us as usual.
I know history says that this is a game that you cannot overlook. It's a trap game by all intensive purposes. So what's the message to your squad today and maybe the entire team?
For us, like you said, I mean, we're coming up, 2 good wins now, and we want to be 3-0 in conference. And, on top of that, we have Joey Bates here for Coach Shakira muscular dystrophy today. He's a young guy that has, Duchenne muscular dystrophy. He joined us last year, and so, we're really excited to have him and his family on campus today, and we really want to get a win for them as well. I know the guys are really excited about that. So.
Jason, thank you for your time. Kickoff coming up after these messages on KWVT, Channel 17. Good afternoon, everyone. Matt Palumbo, Michael Brown. We're here at MacArthur Field in Monmouth, Oregon. It's a Chamber of Commerce day. Western Oregon, for the first time since 2011. Michael Brown, 2-0 in GNAC conference play after 2 hard-fought victories on the road. Simon Fraser and the Clan come in today. Want to hear your brownie points as we get ready for the action coming up in just minutes.
Yeah, very quickly, the important thing with Simon Fraser coming in this week, you expect them to be able to really beat Simon Fraser the way the season's been going. They're playing excellent lately. The keys are that the defensive line continues to put pressure on the offensive quarterback, the running back, and let the linebackers and defensive back make plays. Curtis Anderson with a couple of interceptions last week against Central Washington. Continue doing that on the offensive side. Just continue to keep running the ball when the offensive passing plays open up. Take advantage when you can like they have been. Just continue to do what they've done for the last couple of weeks.
The Wolves are going to kick the ball away, and they are going to kick it away to an offense that is led by a true freshman. A true freshman that we're going to talk a lot about as soon as Simon Fraser gets the ball. Let's get our action down to the field in the truck. We thank you for everything. Everybody at KWVT, we're so glad to bring you our second installment of Great Northwest Athletic Conference action here on KWVT Channel 17. Director Ken Louis-Teg. It's going to be an exciting day today. All the work up there, guys. Give us some great shots today. We're looking forward to a great game. Obviously, Michael and I have been talking about this all week. What an opportunity for this program at Western Oregon. Now 2-0 in conference play, coming home against a common opponent over the last several seasons that they've had basically ownership of in the overall record. Exciting times. Western Oregon, Michael, hosts and boasts both players of the week offensively and defensively. Quarterback Ty Curry and defensive back Curtis Anderson, both with player of the week honors on both sides of the football. Western Oregon now set to kick it away, and action now live here on KWVT. It's a clean kick around the 10-yard line. The Clan will get their opening possession, and the special teams for Western Oregon strings the play out. Simon Fraser will take its first possession. True freshman, Brandon Nixic. I'm gonna keep working that name.
Nixic.
Nixic. 190-pound freshman. Going to be a big opportunity for this team coming from BC today to get some continuity and some momentum for themselves and their program, a lot like Western Oregon maybe about a year ago, Michael.
Yeah, exactly. A lot of young players to see how they can perform today.
They'll bring a man in motion. They'll hand it off on first down, and there's going to be a loss of yards in the play. Solomon Hines gets the opening carry.
Solomon Hines, the workhorse, the playmaker, one of the main playmakers that Simon Fraser has. You'll see him a lot today getting the ball, along with wide receiver Ryson John. Ryson John has had a great game last week, 2 touchdown receptions, and so they're going to continue to try to build on what they did against Azusa Pacific last week.
2nd down and 10. No gain on first down. And Nixic is going to go to the air. He's flushed out and has to run. He's got a lot of room to run, got some blockers, and rightly slides a savvy play from the true freshman.
But just a little bit short of the first down where he slid. They do take the line that they're going to mark right where he goes to slide, so he's just going to be short of a first down, setting up a 3rd and about 1 yard for Simon Fraser as they get to the line very quickly.
Bunch wide receivers at the bottom of the screen, and Nixic now trying to ramp up this offense and get it going quick. Just over a minute gone here in the first quarter. Nixic goes for the handoff, and the defensive line looks like it could be Proctor or Wharf coming off the end for that tackle.
Yeah, great job by the defensive end, just rushing in there, not letting the receiver get back to the line of scrimmage. Setting up 4th down, the punt team coming out for Simon Fraser, giving a chance for the punt return team for Western Oregon to see if they can do something here or just set up the offense.
Wharf does come up with that tackle wearing number 33.
Wharf, who's had a great season so far. All the linebackers for Western Oregon, outstanding. A lot of tackles behind the line. Great job starting out the day.
Kick is away, and it is good. Now good running room and great blocking for Western Oregon as they will inherit great field position on this opening drive as Tyler Reed gets loose.
And you see him trying to make some moves. He gets caught from behind there, but a great setup at midfield for the Western Oregon offense. This Western Oregon offense that's done a really great job the last 3 weeks with the running game with Nico Jackson, Amari Land, and Ty Curry gaining up the yards behind that great offensive line right now. See if they can continue it on this nice day out here in Monmouth.
46-yard line, the Curry Express now comes onto the field. He'll go ahead and sweep it out to Land on the pitch. Land has nowhere to go. And Simon Fraser's defensive line collapses on number 23, and it'll be a loss of 3 yards on first down.
Yeah, just trying to get that ground game going real quick, but a good surge up the middle by the Simon Fraser defensive line, who themselves had a great game last week, making a great matchup today. It's going to be interesting. Simon Fraser a lot more improved from last year as Western Oregon is. Expect to see some good action today.
Senior play caller Ty Curry, responsible for all 5 touchdowns in Ellensburg a week ago, now passing on second down, has a man open. And good blocking, but not much there, and great tackling from Simon Fraser as the reception goes out to number 80, best I could tell, Michael.
I believe so. And it's the same thing, a quick bubble screen to see if you can get the speed of the receiver out there and let him make a play. But a good job by the defense, able to get him just for a short gain of about 3 or 4 yards, setting up 3rd and about 8 yards for Western Oregon here early in the first quarter.
Kaleo Garrigan was with the reception wearing number 82. Land will flank now Curry in the backfield on 3rd and 10, a passing down for the quarterback, and he has a man wide open, and they'll move the chains. There is a flag on the play, and the reception was to Jaron Ford.
Yeah, as you see, he has plenty of time, but they did run a crossing route, so they're going to wait to see what the penalty is. There is a marker on the field. It may be an offensive pass interference on that play. Trying to run a pick. We'll see if this holds up. But they are walking back now.
They're walking backwards, Michael. I don't think there's
pass interference.
Yeah.
Offense. The penalty is declined. The result of the play, 4th down.
Yeah, unfortunate because I saw him go on the slant there, but you saw the receiver go out and block before the ball was in the air, and they're calling that a lot quicker these days, which brings up a 4th down. It's a loss of down, so 4th down for Western Oregon, and the punt team comes out.
Andrew Gross, the junior, will kick it away. Gross gets a nice hanging kick. And they're getting a great potential bounce, but it just goes over the line. And Simon Fraser will take the ball back over at 20.
Simon Fraser will begin.
Yeah, almost down there by the punt team. You hope they can pin him inside that 1 yard line. Good job by Gross on the punt. Unfortunately, the guys down the field weren't able to keep it out of the end zone. Touchback. Simon Fraser's offense will come out on the 20-yard line, start their second drive.
Brandon Nixic is doing something also pretty impressive as a true freshman, Michael. He actually leads the entire conference in passing yards, just over 800 in his first campaign in college football. He'll send a man in motion. Little bit of misdirection. The ball gets handed off. Spread out again, but that Western Oregon defense all year long has pretty much shown they can stretch a play out, and then basically a gang of tacklers are coming after you.
Yeah, they have the receiver in motion to try to get some misdirection, but Court Hammond doing a great job from the backside, able to get another tackle. 3-yard gain for Simon Fraser on first down, second down to come.
It's going to be a quick pass out into the flat. Behind the intended target, it'll be an incomplete pass. Jalen Parnell was on the end there showing pressure. Something I'm sure that Coach Slowey and the linebackers would like to do today is put Nixic in situations where he has to make quick throws.
Simon Fraser here with a 3rd and about 7 yards. And you'll see them go to Ryson a lot. He is their playmaker, number 19, who they went to on that last play. They're going to try to get him matched up man-to-man a lot, see if he can get down the field.
Micaiah Lee now has the honors. Nixic now flushed out of the pocket, and he'll be taken down. It'll bring up 4th down, but Western Oregon's defensive line so far dominating the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, great job. Nixic has a little bit of time there, but doesn't see his first read and automatically decides to run. And Proctor there, as usual, able to get him right at the line of scrimmage. I'm not sure if they call that a sack, but it does bring out the punt team for Simon Fraser. Good job by the defense to start out the day so far for Western Oregon.
Tyler Reed creeping towards the 40-yard line, and the U in the Western Oregon University logo on your screen. Reed showing big play potential in the special teams games. He gets a line drive, gets one block, makes one player miss, stalled out right at midfield, but for the second time inside the first 6 minutes of action today, Michael, Western Oregon has the ball in good field position.
Both teams still trying to fill each other out. Fortunately, so far for Western Oregon, they are winning the field position battle, setting up right about the 50-yard line for both drives. Let's see if their offense can get on track and get down the field and score a touchdown here for the beginning of the game.
Nico Jackson will come out on the second possession, replacing Amari Land. Amari Land on the season averaging just under 100 yards a game on the ground. Just bring Nico Jackson in, it's right around 73. And the quarterback, Ty Curry, averaging around 66 yards on the ground. A potent rushing offense for Western as they give the ball to Tyler Reed. Actually, Ty Curry fakes us all out and runs the ball for 11 yards.
Yeah, Curry running the option there, has the option to hand it off, but decides to keep the ball, runs up the middle. Great blocking by the offensive line. First down, Western Oregon on the 40, about the 39-yard line here.
Talking again with coaching staff today, as Western Oregon can matriculate down the field, they'd like to see some other parts of their offense develop this afternoon. Curry passing on first down, has an open target, and it looks like it's going to be back-to-back first downs for this Wolves offense.
Yeah, great quick strike there, able to get out to the receiver. He makes a move, and that move allowed him to get 2 more yards to get a first down. See, that's Thomas Wright, I believe, and he catches the ball, makes one move. You got a swarm of Simon Fraser defenders there, but after the first down's made, 1st and 10 from the 29-yard line for Western Oregon.
Nico Jackson yet to carry the ball here. Jackson gets it off the right side, follows his blocker, looking for room, Nobody's there to get him. He keeps his feet. He's tackled from behind at the 2-yard line. Wish I knew the line of scrimmage on that one, Michael. I'm going to get my stats up there, but that was about an 18 to 20-yard run from Nico Jackson.
I believe about a 26-yarder. They were right at about the 29. Great job by Avery Belinsky, the left guard, who was the pulling guard on that Nico followed all the way down the field, able to get a great big chunk on that play, setting up a 1st and goal for Western Oregon.
Evander Willingham. I want you to see that name a couple times. Number 48 in the red zone. Look for the tight end potentially today. I don't know if he's on the field at this time, but something to look for. Jackson, after that long run, might get an opportunity to punch it into the end zone as he leaps towards, and he'll probably pick up the best part of a half yard there.
Yeah, going for it right up the middle, but a great job by the linebacker, Simon Fraser, able to get a tackle right at about the line of scrimmage. Maybe a short gain there. So we have 2nd and goal for Western Oregon.
Just about 7 minutes removed here in the first quarter. Western Oregon taking over on midfield on their 2nd possession, now looking to punch it in the end zone and take an early lead. Curry waiting for the call. He'll give it to Jackson. Jackson will try to go over the top again. And on a 2nd effort, waiting for the signal, maybe to see where Nico Jackson ends up. But they're saying the ball has not crossed the plane, and maybe even a turnover potentially.
Looks like it's 3rd down. A great job by Griffith Barron up the middle with the rest of the defense, able to get another stop with Nico. Nico, the big running back for Western Oregon, trying to push it in there with that 2nd effort, but didn't get the spot. So now we got 3rd down and goal. Western Oregon looking to punch it in.
The Wolves looking to establish an identity, give it right back to Jackson, and Jackson, I think, is going to get stalled out for a 3rd time. I don't think he's going to get the benefit of the doubt on this play.
And it looks like, yes, it's 4th down and goal on the 1-yard line unless they pull him out. No, 4th down. So James Pock up the middle, the nose guard, able to get that line of scrimmage established for himself right now, allowing the linebackers to come up and fill the gaps. Now it looks like a timeout on the field. Big important play here early in the game.
Fraser, their 1st of the half.
We'll step away for a quick break. We'll be back for more action here on KWVT, Channel 17. Looks like it's 3rd down and 10. No, it's 4th down and 1. Sorry. Nico does go on the 3rd and 4th effort. Wolves go on the board on top 6-0 behind Nico Jackson, responsible for the vast majority of the yardage on that.
And you see him, there's a great surge again by the defensive line for Simon Fraser, but he makes a cut, able to just go one-on-one, push his way into the end zone. Great touchdown there for Nico Jackson, the Wolves, to start out the day here in Monmouth, Oregon.
Good clean snap, kick is up, and no good. Wolves go on the board, lead 6-0. Michael, 2 possessions so far. Didn't look so good on that first possession, but Western Oregon able to get that ball near midfield. And Nico Jackson, kind of the more, I guess, thunderous runner of the two.
Yeah, the lightning and thunder duo of Amari Land and Nico Jackson. The wind with Ty Curry coming through every once in a while. It's a great stormy team here. But they did a great job this time. The offensive line getting a good push when they needed to. And kicking problems that we've seen from most of the GNAC teams this year. It seems to be going around for all the teams. Simon Fraser missing 2 extra points last week. Becomes important in these close games. We'll see how it is as this game goes along. They do have 7 up on the scoreboard. I'm sure they'll fix that soon. So.
I know that the referees told us it wasn't good.
It looks tough from up here. Sometimes they look good. It's like Greg Zerline's kick against the Seahawks last week. That looked pretty good to me.
Yeah, but upon further review. Hey, and upon further review, our first opportunity to look at the scoring drive for Western Oregon. Nico Jackson with a 1-yard run. Kick failed, but it was 7 plays, 49 yards, 3 minutes and 19 seconds. And it is now 6-0 as the Wolves will kick it away to Simon Fraser. Also some good things coming from Curry early, Michael. I mean, some nice crisp passes. I think a little bit better rhythm and idea of what he wants to do. And then obviously Curry likes to call his own number when it's available to him.
And he's doing really well with it all season so far. He's improved quite a bit from last year, as the whole team has.
Short kick goes to Simon Fraser. Not much happening there.
Hines on the return for the
Solomon Hines will be taken down by the Wolves.
taken down by number 18.
Solomon Hines and the rest of the offense here trying to get something going. They looked really well in the first half against Azusa Pacific last week and just trying to get the same spark going that they had last week. A lot of breakout plays, a lot of big plays with Hines.
Statistically, if we look at Simon Fraser as a team, this is going to be an uphill battle if they don't keep the game particularly close. Rushing yards per game for Simon Fraser this year, 38, while giving up 282 as Hines gets the opening handoff and he is stretched out of bounds.
Yeah, as you see them trying to run these stretch plays, trying to set up play action and things like that, but a great job by the defenders able to stretch him out to the sideline. He's looking for a place to run down the field. But again, the great job by Western you see there, stretching him out to the sideline.
Looks like it was Isaiah Abraham.
Right at the line of scrimmage for no gain.
Forcing Hines out of bounds. Nixic now going to be in a place where he has to pass the ball. Gets a man over the middle, and I have a feeling that is exactly what he wanted to see on that play. Rugby just broke out, not a football game.
Rugby, very similar to the Western Oregon Central Washington game a couple of weeks ago when Central Washington was able to score what seemed like a 10-yard rugby scrum touchdown early in the game when they had the momentum and advantage. And Western able to get Simon Fraser able to get a first down on that rugby scrum. 1st and 10 at the 39-yard line.
High snap. No, actually. Oh, wow. I mean, that was a bang-bang play. Derek Parnell jumped the route and almost had an interception.
Yeah, you see he has plenty of time. High snap, though, may have thrown him off just a little bit. A timing route there. Ball looks like it may have been tipped a little bit, but a great job by the defense there to knock the ball down. The one thing about a freshman quarterback for Simon Fraser, he has thrown 3 pick sixes so far this year, so there is some opportunities for the defensive backs to possibly score on defense.
Rice and John with that reception. Couple plays before. Nixic now going to throw underneath, looking for some blockers. Nice little design there on that play. Not too bad. It gave Gavin Cobb some room to run. Gavin Cobb, one of the 3 big receivers for Nixic.
And again, with these receivers, you want to get them open in space and let them try to make some plays. They had some offensive linemen out there to try to give them a little bit of a caravan to get down the field with, but great job again by the defense. 3rd and 5 here. Western Oregon 48.
Gavin Cobb averages about 14 yards per catch, kind of a first down machine. But they're going underneath again, and they look right back to Cobb, and Cobb's going to get it really, really close, Michael.
Yeah, we're right above this spot. It looks like he might be just a tad bit short, but they might have to bring out the measurement. We'll see here shortly. No, they've already said 4th down. 4th and very short, about a yard to go. And it looks like they're keeping the offense on the field. Big play here early in the game.
Nixic looking to the sideline, looking for a play call, has Mason Glover in the backfield. Glover gets it, and I think he's going to be right on the mark. I think they're going to give it to him, Michael. I think forward, basically momentum, and they have indicated it'll be a first down at midfield. Simon Fraser's first down, I believe.
Yeah, just running right up the middle there. He's able to stretch out and get that extra yard he needed to confirm the first down for sure. Good drive here for Simon Fraser, Simon Fraser.
I thought you were going to get Eastern Washington. You saw that red, and you got like, oh,
that's
Eastern
probably
Washington.
that's going on in my head. Cooper Cupland. I got Eastern Washington in my head.
Yeah. You got the Rams in your head, man.
Sorry, I went to the Rams-Seahawks game the other night. I'm a Rams fan. It was a tough night. Back to the action on the field. We got about a 3-yard gain up the middle here for Simon Fraser as they continue this drive. Setting up a 2nd and 7 from their 47-yard line.
Solomon Hines a week ago, Michael said he caught a highlight of Solomon catching the ball on a very short screen and then scampered 75 yards. So look for that part of the offense potentially to develop for Simon Fraser.
A lot of track speed on the Simon Fraser team.
Nixic now looking downfield, has time, has a man over the middle. And I got to tell you, there's a guy playing for Simon Fraser named Rice and John who's all football player. He's big.
He did come off the field a little bit injured, it looks like there. So big hit, no wrap up. was able to get a few more yards on there, but it does look like it may have had an effect on him.
Yeah, he headed straight to the sideline. Great work there, guys. It looks like he got dinged up pretty good on that play.
Big third down here for Simon Fraser.
Scoreboard having some operating problems. We'll call it 3rd down and 2 from our vantage point. Big opportunity here for Simon Fraser to try to keep this drive going. Little trickeration. Nixich now out there for Cobb as a blocker. Always a dangerous place to put your quarterback as the lead blocker on a reverse.
But a great job by Simon Fraser. They had the end around there with some blocking up the field, the quarterback leading him up the way. The thing with running these plays sideline to sideline, every once in a while you're going to get the over-aggressive pursuing defense to go the wrong way as they did on that play to pick up a first down. Simon Fraser driving at the 22-yard line.
I'm going to back you up just a little bit, Michael. It looks like they're just outside the 30, but...
Oh, thank you very much.
We all need glasses. We're getting to that age. Nixich now getting some great rhythm, throwing out into the flat and finding Riley Morrison.
Spreading the ball all over the field right now, Simon Fraser. They're looking good as they have protection, giving the quarterback time to throw the ball. He finds his receivers for these 5- and 6-yard plays as they work their way down the field. Without the running game, these dink and dunk passes are the thing they'll go to instead.
Nixich really is showing kind of a savvy and composure you don't see often out of a freshman, now faking it, and he's got all the time he wants, but now has to throw it away. And a couple times today I've seen him make really, really heads-up plays for a guy that has had some turnover issues.
Well, for sure. They run a couple of crossing patterns there. He doesn't want to pass him to him with a lot of traffic in the middle. Able to buy himself a little bit more time, get to the outside and throw the ball away, setting up a 3rd down here early in the, towards the end of the first quarter.
Very quick moving first quarter here, now under 2 minutes. Again, scoreboard operating. I'm just going to go with that kind of 3rd and 3-ish by the eye test. Nixich now going to look to his left. Pressure was coming. That's going to be almost pass interference, Michael. It's a dangerous thing when the DB does not turn around.
It looks like he may have done it right at the last second. Unfortunately, the ball was thrown out of bounds, and so not really a catchable ball. Let the kids play on that one, setting up a 4th down here for Simon Fraser, and it looks like they're going to bring their field goal team out.
This is interesting. Eisencraft, like his name.
Eisencraft
is 0 for 3 on the season, and he's about ready to have to put a big boot on it. I mean, we're talking, if I got my math correct, they're sitting on about the 27-yard line. I'm calling it 44 yards. Eisencraft still with no field goals on the season. Good clean snap. It's blocked. Curtis Anderson, a man amongst boys. 2 interceptions a week ago that led to touchdowns at Central Washington in their upset victory, and now Anderson with the blocked kick.
Yeah, you just see him. He doesn't really get blocked at all, able to stretch out, reach out, and knock that ball away. Again, you said the player of the week last year. He's starting out this game strong again, getting a turnover, no points for Simon Fraser, and the offense comes back out for Western Oregon.
Ty Curry with those 5 touchdowns a week ago in Ellensburg in the upset victory, that first time since 1998, Western Oregon winning at Central Washington a week ago. Curry also ran for 3 touchdowns himself. Curry now looking downfield, nothing there. He's trying to stay behind the line of scrimmage, and he'll make something out of nothing. 14, Ty Curry just has a way of getting his shoulders squared up and downfield.
Yeah, 5 receivers going down the field, man-to-man. It takes all the defensive backs down the field. It opens up for him when he doesn't find an open receiver. Able to get 6 yards. It was a really deep dropper. He could have maybe gotten 10 or 15 yards off that play. But positive momentum here for Western Oregon after that block kick.
Heading towards 1 minute left here in the first quarter. Land gets a wonderful little pitch out, and he'll move the ball past midfield as Western Oregon's identity is up front right now.
Again, you see Belinsky pulling out there Gonzalez. They're able to get a great push, allowed Amari Land to use his speed, get to the sideline, and get a first down for Western Oregon, the 48-yard line of Simon Fraser. Simon Fraser from Canada, everybody remember that.
The only D2 football program, I believe, in the entire country.
From Canada. A lot of Washington and Oregon kids on the Simon Fraser squad too.
Curry with a fresh set of downs, and now inside Simon Fraser territory. Trey Shima Bakuro calling out the plays. And now it looks like Evander, well, now maybe we're going to get a timeout here.
Yeah, I saw Trey running up the sideline there calling that timeout.
Timeout. Western Oregon. Their first of the half.
So far this afternoon, Michael, I think it's encouraging to say that it's been a fairly clean game for Western Oregon.
The timeout was called prior to the delay of game.
So they did save themselves the yardage there. It'll be first down and 10. But, Michael, I mean, so far, I guess the positive you can see out of it is, they seem to be relaxed. They seem to really, really be playing for each other and not making any big mistakes, just, playing within themselves. And maybe as the game goes on, the game plan will take over more. But running the ball effectively and taking care of the football.
Yeah, and they're doing a really good job of the last few games. Since the Lone Star Conference games, Angelo State and Texas A&M Commerce, they've really been able to cut down on the turnovers and the penalties, which, again, if they don't hurt themselves, they have a really good chance of winning the game. A lot of great athletes on the Western Oregon team.
Trey Shima Bakuro wisely calling a timeout for the offense and saving them 5 yards. Now inside Simon Fraser territory at the 47-yard line, leading 6-0, 22 seconds remaining here in the first quarter. Curry is going to throw the ball, and he's got pressure immediately. And Curry, very lucky to get any yards out of that play. And lucky, one of the things I am always kind of marveling about with him, Michael, is he doesn't really get hit cleanly all that often.
He's elusive. He knows he's a quarterback and doesn't want to get hurt. Even though he'll run down the field, he knows it's important for him to stay in the game, and he's not putting himself in any positions to get hurt. But it does look like it's the end of the first quarter there.
We'll have triple zeros. We'll be back for the start of the second quarter. The Wolves leading 6-0 here on KWVT, Channel 17. Taking a moment to pay special respects to the Bates family. Joey Bates coming off the field. It's the 12th annual Coach to the Cure. Really, really inspirational thing here that they do every year. Joey Bates and his family being honored around the 20-yard line. I think everybody in our life has probably known somebody affected by muscular dystrophy. Obviously, he's an important part of this program. I remember year after year, and I know I've referenced it about a year ago with you, Michael, I kind of look forward to Labor Day weekend watching the Jerry Lewis Telethon with my dad. So if you have a chance that you're at the game today or you want to make a contribution to muscular dystrophy, I encourage you to do such. The Wolves leading 6-0. They have the football, and Ty Curry is really operating at a different level. The senior play caller for Western Oregon, seeing if he can extend the lead on this drive. Simon Fraser, Mike, I'll tell you, they know that if they can keep Land and Jackson in check, again, they have the opportunity to be competitive in the football game, but Curry gets right back up to the line of scrimmage and says, let's go.
That one's not going to work. Let's go for something else.
Now Curry's going to pass, slings it, and a nice catch. Now a late flag on the play, but Curry just wings it.
Yeah, he has a good time in the pocket there, and his receiver comes open right where he wants him to be, throws it up in the air. Great snag out of the air.
Justin Murphy with the catch. I hope it isn't the second time in the first half that Western Oregon is going to have a first down nullified by pass interference, but they're moving away from the first down.
Holding. Offense. Number 52. 10-yard penalty from the previous spot. Still third down.
Yeah, and unfortunate for Western Oregon, I think that one came after the ball was already passed, but it does set up a long distance for them to pick up the first down here at third down and about the 46-yard line.
Avery Belinsky, you've been calling his name a couple times in the first quarter on some of the polling that he was doing.
That time he just did a little bit too late on that one, and third and long here for Western Oregon.
Third and long.
With some movement on the line.
And with some movement on the line. And I hate to say it, I feel like I jinxed it, Michael. I mean, they were like basically, hey, they've been playing a clean game. And all of a sudden, maybe just that little lack of focus.
Offense. Number 66. 5-yard penalty. Still third down.
A lot of different things it could be, but yeah, just a change. They're going into the sun now, just off their rhythm, and now they got to see if they can to at least play the field position game here, unless they get lucky and can pick up a first down.
Can you do the quick math on this for me? I'm seeing
about 25 yards, I believe.
I'm going 25 yards. See what I get in here on the live stat. Maybe I'll get something a little bit better here. Now that we've got some working things going on here. Curry's going to pass it out into the flat, gets the ball to Reed. Reed kicks it up, gets it to midfield, and Michael, great call there. Go ahead, get back some yardage, almost to the original line of scrimmage. Let your kicking game see if you can, kind of tip the scales on the field position side of this game.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, at 3rd and 25, there's not very many plays that are going to work for that. Get it to the 50-yard line. See if you can set it up in the corner or something down inside the 5-yard line. But a great effort there by Reed on that play.
Kick is good, and it's a nice one. And again, Cobb running away from it. Western Oregon almost a second time. Gross gets a great, just kind bounce, but it goes over the line, and it'll bring the ball out to the 20-yard line for Simon Fraser's first possession of the second quarter. Man down on the field for Simon Fraser around the 5-yard line. Training staff coming out. We'll get a look and see who it is. And he's not a happy camper. That's all I'm going to say. Number 32, according to everybody in the truck, that's Joshua Phillips Verdugo, 5'10", 180-pound sophomore from Spruce Grove. I don't know where Spruce Grove is at.
I don't know where Alberta, it looks like.
I would say you're right.
I thought Alabama for a second, and then Simon Fraser, so it's probably Alberta. Yeah, it looks like so he was on the outside of the play there. Gross with a good job trying to get that punt down the field. Maybe a little bit more air in there, give the time for the Gunners to get down there and get the ball inside the 5-yard line. But something they're working on as the season goes along. Now we have the defense out here again to see if they can stop Simon Fraser, maybe create another turnover.
So far in the passing game, Western Oregon's defense is only allowing true freshman Brandon Nixich 3.2 yards an attempt. It's going to be hard for them to do much as the quarterback hands it off, and a great tackle. And we're going to call his name a lot today. He seems to really be in the flow right now, but Curtis Anderson.
Yeah, he just quick handoff as he's trying to find somewhere outside, and bam, Curtis Anderson comes up from his safety/corner spot, able to come up and get a tackle in the backfield, second and about 12 yards for Simon Fraser.
Nixich now again in a throwing situation, but maybe back up in his own territory. They might be playing the game of field position too. Don't give up too much here. And we've talked about the quarterback's proclivity to throw it to the other team and having them score points this season. He's already done it 3 times.
Yeah, and maybe in the back of his head that he wants to keep safe passes for himself as the game goes along. Do have a little break in the action here on the field. Refs getting together to talk about something.
Don't know if it's a clock issue. There's definitely no penalty flags down. Ball's been properly marked.
Do you think they heard us and they're thinking they're missing the party with us up here in the booth?
They might be. The clock will be rolling again now. 3rd down and long for the Simon Fraser offense. Western Oregon's linebacking core maybe ready to show some pressure. And here it comes. Very well-designed play from that defense.
Some great backside pressure. Nixich has time. He can't find a receiver.
Lovelace with the sack.
And then Lovelace able to get in the backfield. Great play by the Western Oregon defense. Another sack for them today. And the punt team comes out for Simon Fraser.
Tyler Reed is just chomping at the bit at midfield. If he can get a kick that he can field. Western Oregon still up 6-0. And all sorts of problems on that play. And I can't tell, did 2 players come together in the end there? And I know one of them looks like it might be, no, it's not Curtis Anderson. It looks like it's number 5. Looks like it's Marquise Sampson. You know, funny thing about this roster composition, Michael, if I've thought about it, they've got literally 22 guys that are between 5'8" and about 6'1" and 180 pounds.
And they all seem to have single-digit numbers, and so it's tough to keep up with who everybody is. But a great job putting pressure on the punter there. I don't know if they actually got a piece of that, but either way, he was rushed, didn't get a good punt off, setting up Western Oregon with great field position to start this next drive.
32-yard line.
32-yard line.
I mean, Nico Jackson coming back in responsible for the only score this afternoon for Western Oregon. And Ty Curry maybe now an opportunity to show off his arm here. Went for the run pass option, but nothing there as Curry taken down easily.
Yeah, they run pass option. They love it. This time read very well by Ian Crocker, able to get to the backfield, read it perfectly, and get a stop. 2nd and 11 for Western Oregon.
11 minutes and 22 seconds left here in the first half. 2nd down and 10 yards for this Western Oregon offense as Nico Jackson creeps forward and giving Curry time to throw, and he's looking down the middle. He's underthrown the ball. And I got to give Tyler, wow. I don't know about the PI, Michael. I think Reed really reacted well to an underthrown ball.
It was underthrown, and Reed trying to go back to catch it. Ty Curry has plenty of time. When he sees his receiver break open, he throws it. And that could have been called just as the defender wasn't turning his head. But again, I think the underthrow ball is where you don't get that call on that one. Big 3rd down here, 3rd and 11 for Western Oregon at the 34-yard line.
Curry trying to get the ball down deep to one of his big play receivers. Now on 3rd down, he's passing underneath, and he goes right back and really has. It seems like Tyler Reed and Ty Curry probably have a little thing going so far early in the season. It seems to be the target he finds the easiest on the field.
Well, he's breaking open really quickly off the line of scrimmage, and that's why Ty Curry sees him. Unfortunately, not enough yards for the first down, but we still have the offense out there for Western Oregon. 4th and about 3-yard lines from the 25-yard line.
Looks like got to hit the 21. We're just inside the 21-yard line for a first down. Little play action and underneath the Sampson. And just as we said, all of these players with single-digit numbers, Wheels and Marquis Sampson, again, very excited about that first down.
Yeah, you see there on the quick play action pass, and then Sampson able to make some moves and pick up some more yards. Great first down for Western Oregon, trying to get another touchdown on this board. About 10 minutes left in the 2nd quarter.
Ty Curry on the afternoon, again struggling a little bit with our bandwidth out here. We'll get some more stats, but very efficient in the passing game, Ty Curry, and not having any problems with any turnovers as of yet as Jackson is in the backfield. And again, underneath, timing is really starting to click for this offense as number 81, Jaron Ford, gets his 2nd reception on the afternoon.
Just a quick little RPO look, but it was a quick slant. A good positive 5-yard gain on first down, setting up a 2nd and 5. A lot of options, a lot of things you can do on 2nd and 5 here inside the 15-yard line.
Western Oregon can actually acquire another first down by getting the ball just inside the 2-yard line. But Ty Curry, Trey Schumann-Bakuro, and this offense now kind of showing its vast array of options. And now in striking distance to score as Jackson keeps his feet, rumbles and stumbles, and number 7 has got another touchdown, his 2nd on the afternoon.
As you see, Nico having plenty of time there to find a hole as Needham and Belinsky, Pruitt, the rest of that interior offensive line doing a great job, not letting the defenders get to him. Touchdown, Western Oregon. Extra point to come, 12-point lead right now.
Nico Jackson, before this game started, only had 1 touchdown. Now has 3 on the season.
PAT good there for Western Oregon.
We'll take a break. Wolves on top, 13-0 here on KWVT, Channel 17. Well, if you're just joining us, Western Oregon University is on top 13-0. The Wolves leading Simon Fraser behind Nico Jackson's 6-yard touchdown run. It's a 6-play, 32-yard drive, tallying 2 minutes and 46 seconds off of the clock, giving us our score of 13-0. Nico Jackson now 3 touchdowns on the season. Cobb and Hines were back. Cobb gets it. Cobb looks for a blocker, but he'll be taken down around the 26, maybe the 27-yard line. And Simon Fraser has to be very, very careful here over the next few minutes, Michael. keep this game where it's at. Western Oregon looks like they might have won the toss and deferred to the second half. And all of those little things that can basically wind up being the difference in a football game might come to fruition here over the last several minutes of the second quarter.
Yeah, they're going to want to do the same thing Western did against Texas, those type of teams. Try to keep the clock going as much as they can and stay in the game. Very important drive for them right now. False start.
False start right off the bat for Simon Fraser. On the afternoon, just taking a look at a few things here.
Offense, number 55. 5-yard penalty, still first down.
Obviously, Nico Jackson today, 6 carries, 34 yards today, averaging just under 6 yards a carry so far. Kind of the difference in this game. Curry, very effective, 6 of 8 out of the pocket. No touchdowns so far, and the Wolves leading 13-0.
You see Nixich looking to the sideline to see what adjustments they want to make on this play from what they originally called.
Trips wide receiver to the top of your screen. And Nixich is looking that way, and he finds somebody open inside that little zone. Well-designed play.
Looks like Riley Morrison able to find a hole in the zone and make a couple plays, work his way up the field for a first down. Simon Fraser feeling some confidence. Again, last week they made some great plays. One of the better games I've seen them play in a long time. And they're looking functional today, which is just tough for this Western defense so far.
Nixich will hand it off after picking up the first down. Brandon Nixich basically said, Michael, that he can't play like a freshman anymore. And I can say, so far what I've seen of him, they have a very bright future at that quarterback position wearing number 17.
Yeah, it's the only freshman starting in the GNAC this year. A lot of upside for him, for sure.
Pressure now being shown by Proctor. Wolves being very deliberate with their defensive play calling, now under 8 minutes, and our play clock now under 10. Cobb goes in motion, and Nixich was going to throw and looking downfield, again finding his big play, big target. Cannot miss that guy. Rice and John is he's just big.
And he's a good receiver too. On that pass, you see it just a little bit behind him. Nixich having plenty of time there in the pocket. Finds his big guy right there, snagged it out of the air, and it took the group of Western Oregon defenders to take him down. Another first down for Simon Fraser as they're driving here in Western Oregon territory.
Again, just waiting for the right personnel and getting the matchups that Simon Fraser wants on the offensive side of the ball. Now spread out with 2 wide receivers, top and bottom of your screen. High snap. Maybe a half a yard to a yard picked up by Simon Fraser on the play.
And you see that look, they're either running some passes off of that or running right up the middle, but you have the linebackers for Western Oregon coming up to fill very quickly, leaving it up to the defenders for the defensive secondary to be by themselves in the backfield. That could come to haunt Western Oregon later on. We'll see as the game goes along.
Basically, they gave Simon Fraser about a half a yard. 6 minutes and 40 seconds remaining here in the second quarter here on KWVT Channel 17. Nixich now looking to his left, now coming back to the middle. Jalen Parnell looks like, I hate to say it, Mike, I got blocked out there.
It was Jalen Parnell. Yeah, it looked like pass was behind the intended receiver, and he's able to get his hand up. He was with his receiver where he's supposed to be, had a better shot on the ball. Couldn't come up with that interception, and as the old bad cliche goes, that's why he's playing receiver instead, or playing defensive back instead of wide receiver.
All right. Cobb now in the slot for Simon Fraser. And Nixich is going to have to throw again, and he's seeing pressure from the backside, and he's going to go down near midfield. And again, been waiting to say this all day. This defense is feasting on inferior offensive line play at times. When they're able to get pressure from their front four, they collapse with those linebackers.
And again, it's backside pressure. Jalen Parnell very, very, very fast in there. You had some defensive backs blitzing on there, able to use their speed and get to the backfield, get a sack. 4th down, punt team comes out for Simon Fraser. Western Oregon looks like they're about to get the ball back.
Tyler Reed parked around the 10-yard line. Again, just kind of waiting to break loose. High snap. Looks like we're going to get a delay of game. False start.
Penalty marker on the field.
False start's one of my best dance moves on the football field.
False start. Offense.
It might be your
Number
best move on
51.
the dance floor, too.
5-yard penalty. Still 4th down.
And now you have two returners back there with Curtis Anderson.
When you see something like this, Michael, when they do something like that,
Drop him back there with Reed.
Is it something like, hey, like they're looking to, one of them's going to get it cleanly and they're going to maybe try to reverse the ball? I mean, why would you say,
no matter what, it's given the Simon Fraser team something to think about, so it might have to change up there. You're just hoping to get a break. Maybe somebody on the punt team makes a mistake and goes down the wrong lane thinking they need to change something up.
Lower snap, but cleanly handled, but not hit well at all. Running out away from the ball like it's almost like a grenade. Western Oregon will get great field position out of it on a very weak punt, unfortunately, for Simon Fraser.
About a 25-yard punt down to the 28. Or it could just be he's been very erratic with his punting so far, and so they have two returners just to cover both sides of the field because they don't know where the ball's going to go there.
They're going to mark the ball right around 27-yard line. Omari Land now back in the game, number 23 in the backfield. Also, we're seeing Mac Little out there for the first time today, kind of in a fullback position. Curry gets it to Land. Land gets off the left side. He gets one tackler to miss. And it really is just a different thing when he's in there. He's just much quicker.
Yeah, and as you call out Mac Little, he's the lead blocker on that play. Did get a great block right at the sideline, allowing, as you see here, Omari Land gets the ball. He's got a great blocker right there by Mac. Gets him an extra 5 yards and allows Western Oregon to get within 3 yards of a first down here. We have second and about 3 yards from the the Western Oregon 35.
Curry calls it out, gives the ball right back to Land. Land earning that shot at the first down. He'll pick it up and then some, moving the ball out to about the 45-yard line.
And you see, this is how Western Oregon's been winning their last couple of games here. Just running the ball, controlling the clock, using Amari, using Nico Jackson, letting Ty Curry go on a bootleg on occasion. Mac blocking well, the whole offensive line blocking well, and they're just grinding. Omari Land makes a man miss right at the beginning of the play. Great block in front of him. Able to get a first down.
Going back to back to back for Land. Number 23 will get stretched out, get back to the line of scrimmage. Take a moment to actually recognize that offensive line. Starting left tackle today, Joseph Gonzalez, wearing number 66. Left guard, Avery Belinsky. Center, Jacob Pruitt. Right guard, Christian Needham. And right tackle, Aaron Turner, doing a great job up front for the Wolves offense today, as Curry will be in the shotgun. Just under 4 minutes, second down and 10. Wolves leading by a couple of scores, 13-0. Land now fourth consecutive time he touches the ball. And maybe that's one of those things with Omari, and I've seen other players in the history of Western Oregon. They love the more touches they get, the better they get a feel for how the game is going to be for them.
Of course, the more touches you get, the more groove you can get into, and you see the field, you see the holes open. As you see him, he's had to cut back in a couple of times, and that helps if you're out in the field getting warmed up, keeping it going. Third down here and about 7 yards for Western Oregon. Simon Fraser's defense looking to get some pressure.
Curry probably going to be forced to throw, looks left, now coming back to the middle, gets it underneath, he'll hit his target. And again, all those small numbers out there, no, I kid. I think I can.
Justice Murphy on the catch there. Ty Curry about to run, but he sees Justice Murphy open up at the last second. A low throw, but a great job by Murphy, who we haven't mentioned that much so far this year, but a great catch by him getting a first down for Western Oregon.
Wolves now at Simon Fraser's 41-yard line. Got the ball around the 6-minute mark, and they look like they are about ready to put their foot in the ground and see if they can basically kill off the rest of this clock. But Curry now with time and has a man wide open out in the flat, and he goes back to Murphy.
As we say, we haven't said his name very many times. He's trying to show everybody his skills right now. A great job. Again, play action pass, has time, waiting, and finally sees Murphy open up. Great job by the defender there. Put some pressure on the receiver, trying to knock the ball away, but a first down for Western Oregon.
Curry will get a fresh set of downs on the 30-yard line. Give the ball back to Land. Land will be taken down from behind. I think that's going to be an easy one for me to figure out, Michael. I could actually see that number clear as day, and I can give credit to Spencer McCabe, defensive lineman, 6'5", 260-pound junior from Seattle, Washington, and O'Day High School.
Yeah, McCabe had a really good game last week against Azusa Pacific. A couple sacks there, a couple of tackles in the backfield. So you hear his name as the game goes along. But you see Western Oregon trying to work the clock here as they get towards the half to see if this will be the last possession of the first half. Second down and 10.
Western Oregon, 2 timeouts remaining here as we're under 2 minutes remaining here in the first half of action. Curry now looking for Murphy again. Curry flush to his right. Penalty flag down in the area of holding. Curry gets it back to the line of scrimmage, but it doesn't look like it'll be a promising play here for Western Oregon's offense.
Unfortunate for Isaac Evans on that play, the defender for Simon Fraser. He's able to get to the backfield. Ty Curry, great job at the secondary. This is as much of a coverage sack here as anything else. He doesn't have anybody he sees downfield, and Evans able to get up there, but there was a flag in the backfield. Looks like a hold, so no sack stat for Evans, but a great job by the defense on that play to stop Western Oregon.
Holding.
There we go.
Offense, number 56. 10-yard penalty from the previous spot. Still second down.
The referee has a sense of drama, letting everybody wait for that one.
I was going to say his sense of timing is really bad. Like, I mean, if holding was that obvious, why can't they just literally go? Like, can't you just point at him?
I think at that one it was just that they did get a sack, and so they wanted to find out if Simon wanted to just take the -3 yards and a third down, or if it's 2nd and 20 as it is now, 2nd 21.
2nd and 21, Western Oregon on Simon Fraser's 39-yard line. Curry has definitely shown that he wants to get the ball downfield. He's going to be looking for it here. Steps up in the pocket. Just a little bit rushed with the pass.
And he had Jaron Ford there, but not able to connect. Setting up a 3rd and very long here from the 39-yard line. 3rd and 21 because of the penalty. On a scoring drive or a drive, it looks like they had a potential to score. It's going to be a big play here on 3rd down with 1:26 seconds left in the first half. Might try to get 10 yards on here and then go for
yeah, I was going to say it feels like they need to. Simon Fraser is going to take a timeout. We'll step away for one last break here,
of the half.
And we'll be back for the remainder of the first half here on KWVT Channel 17. All right, 3rd down and 10, 1:26 after the Simon Fraser.
3rd and 21.
3rd and 21, yeah, because I keep looking at that scoreboard that maybe nobody's operating or it's having its own technical difficulties today. Western Oregon on top 13-0 on a absolutely splendid afternoon here in early fall on October the 5th, 2019. Curry now surveying the field, steps up in the pocket. You know he wants to run, and here he goes. Curry on the scurry, and he will pick up a much-needed first down.
Great job by Ty Curry there. Has plenty of time. Has a lot of his receivers. I saw 3 receivers working their way down the field on a fly route, but he sees no one open. And as that whole area clears up, that 20 yards he needs to get to the first down, uses his speed, gets up to the line of scrimmage, and looks like we have a false start now.
What is going on here? What do you mean?
Timeout. Western Oregon, their 2nd of the half.
This is a strange situation, Michael. I mean, it looked like Curry and that offense knew exactly what they wanted to do. They put the ball down, and they were ready to make a play call. Is it you have something wrong with the personnel, or is it just, hey, look, we just want to slow everything down here for a second. We're going to call several plays here.
Well, as it looked like the play was starting to fall apart as the ball was snapped, there might have been a false start had that timeout not been called. Just some miscommunication out there. And again, with 1:04 left, I mean, they may want to try to work another couple of plays and 30 seconds off this clock. and then go for their scoring opportunities on 2 or 3 plays. Obviously, if they can break something, break it. But you don't want to give Simon Fraser too much time left in this half to get a chance to get a score, a cheap field goal on the board, or anything like that.
It's pretty interesting statistically on the season, Michael. Western Oregon's balance has definitely come out of the running game, averaging just under 200 yards a game, and they average about 170 yards out of the air. But Ty Curry, very effective today when he's had to throw the ball. But again, number 14 always seems to have his eyes down the field for big plays as he picks up a 21-yard pickup, giving Western Oregon a first down and 10. Amari Land in the backfield, and Curry's going to the air, going underneath, and he's got a man wide open. What a move! Get out of here, Jaron Ford. He faked everybody out of their shoes.
Yeah, Ty Curry just sees his man come wide open over the middle. Catches the ball, bam, nope, I'm going to go this way. Takes it to the house, another touchdown, Western Oregon.
19-0, Western Oregon on the board as Jaron Ford literally makes half of the Simon Fraser team miss. Kick is up and good, 20-0. On the first game, the students are back here at Western Oregon. Classes are starting up again, obviously, are about a week or two in. A wonderful time a couple weeks from today on October the 19th. It'll be Central Washington looking for payback here on our 105 kickoff on KWVT Channel 17. It was a great win by the Wolves a week ago on the road in Ellensburg, their first victory in Central Washington since 1998, and they're riding that momentum this afternoon, Michael, leading by 3 scores, 20-0.
Yeah, it's what you wanted from Western Oregon today. Simon Fraser traveling from Burnaby, but right outside Vancouver. And you want to put them in a position, they've lost to them 10 straight times. You want to put them in a position of doubt going into this halftime, so that way in this second half they can come out and finish them off in this third quarter.
Well, I don't know what the script or the game plan was, Michael, but so far I would say on both sides of the ball, they've done things pretty well. Had a little bit of a rough start here in the second quarter, but have held it together, have kept Simon Fraser off of the board, pitching a first half shutout so far.
And 57 seconds left in this first half. Simon Fraser's going to try to see if they can get themselves down to field goal range and get some points on the board before the half's over.
Gross gets the kick away. Cobb gets it, running far out to the right and looking for greener pastures. But Western Oregon, special teams-wise, Michael, specifically when it comes to tackling, they've been great.
It looks like some after the play extracurricular activities. You got a penalty on the field. Just got to have to see who's it on. Both sides, one side. They get the second guy.
I really want to
We know how the game goes on that.
Yeah, I really want to thank everybody that does a wonderful job tailgating here at Western Oregon. I had a wonderful breakfast quiche. But I tell you, I think
after
President
the play
Rex
was
Fuller,
over, unsportsmanlike conduct. Simon Fraser, number 30. 15-yard penalty from the end of the run. It'll be first down, Simon Fraser.
Costly penalty.
That is the first unsportsmanlike conduct foul on number 30.
Drew Nicholson gets called. But President Fuller of Western Oregon was actually talking about that's something that he wants to see cleaned up, period, when it comes to football. He does not want that type of behavior.
And again, this was one of those Western Oregon player on special teams with the Simon Fraser player. Just got tangled up and wasn't a big deal. I was watching them on the field. They just had to keep control of the game.
Shifty move out of the backfield. It'll move the ball outside the 20-yard line, but Simon Fraser and the Clan might be just okay with running out the clock, knowing that, hey, it's manageable down 3 scores. We can't do anything foolish here that might put this game out of touch late in the second quarter, under 30 seconds remaining. Nixich now is going to go off to his left, tries to get the ball downfield, hit his receiver right in a terrible place. Ryan Naylor got hit in the hands and dropped the ball.
Yeah, as he's coming back to the sideline, he's trying to make a play there. Nixich did have time, but unfortunately they weren't able to get a connection there. It is 3rd and 7 yards with 16 seconds left. So if they run the ball here, you might even see Western Oregon take a timeout and try to get a last second score.
Nixich now probably going to be very, very careful with what he does. Hands it off. And here comes Western Oregon with a timeout. It's a great idea. They're going to make Simon Fraser kick this ball away. They've shown that they're having great difficulty with the kicking game today.
Timeout. Western Oregon.
And especially
Their
when you
third
have
and final timeout of the half.
Ford, Reed, Curtis Anderson, who's ever the kick returner is on that play, with some great speed. You can see if you can get them up to the 50-yard line, maybe get a Hail Mary. If they're lucky, they can get up to the 20-yard line and maybe go for a field goal with Gross.
Well, like I said, I mean, Tyler Reed, I mean, he I don't know how to say it, but he's just chomping at the bit every time. He is looking to follow in the footsteps of great special teams play of the past here. Obviously, I evoke his name probably once a game because it was a real pleasure to call Paul Revis while he was here. So Paul Revis, they're going to put Curtis Anderson and they're going to put Tyler Reed back deep.
Some serious speed back there, some serious playmakers. And with the punting game so far, Simon Fraser going to see if the punter can to get his game going right now.
11 seconds remaining, and Western Oregon taking one more crack to put points on this board to finish the half. Best kick we've seen so far from Simon Fraser. And Reed gets under it. Anderson's going to get him a block, and Reed's going to get upfield, now gets down, and it'll go to zeros, and we'll head into halftime. Western Oregon in full command this afternoon. After opening up 2-0 on the road in conference play, they come home and lead 20-0 at the break. We'll step away from the action here, and the second half will be coming up live on KWVT, Channel 17. Well, usually around this time in the afternoon we have an interview, but not today. I'm going to send Michael Brown here onto the replay booth and have some things for him to look at and just kind of get some analysis of the first half of what he sees on some of these great replays.
And you see the whole day has been Nico, Amari Land, and Ty Curry doing their thing. Simon Fraser trying to get some work going, but, as early on in the game, you see them stretching the ball out, trying to get some holes going. But a great job by the Western Oregon defense. Proctor coming up, Worf coming up from the linebacker spots, stretching him out. It's been this way the whole entire day. This is their big play of the first half. You see the end around, and they had great blocking down the field, but weren't able to get any points out of this drive. Again, Western Oregon's defense swarming and making plays as the day goes along when they need to. For Western Oregon, the important thing in the second half is to continue doing what they're doing here. Ty Curry having time, staying behind that offensive line and letting these playmaker receivers, Murphy, Reed, we haven't even heard Thomas's right name very much today, try to make them do some plays and keep stretching out this defense, getting some plays in the backfield. Jalen Parnell, Proctor. It's incredible what they've done. A lot of backside pressure, no time down the field. Curtis Anderson, the rest of the DBs doing a great job not letting anybody get open. And you see here another pass attempt down inside the 10-yard line. It's how it's been the whole day. A lot of quick passes for Western Oregon, a lot of runs right up the middle. As you see here, Nico Jackson doing what he does all season long.
Some nice combinations coming too off of Murphy and Ford today. Hadn't been calling their names so far early in the season. And again, I think that's one of the hallmarks of the depth of the roster this season, Michael, is to see other names being called out on a more frequent basis. We're going to step away for a small break. Thanks for some of the analysis on some of the first half highlights, Michael. We'll come back with some first half statistics and get you ready for the second half here on KWVT, Channel 17.
Game just had the field at halftime.
welcome back. We thought we were going to have an interview, then we didn't think we were going to have an interview. Now we're having an interview. It's Sue Monahan. And Sue, I'm going to admit to you, I'm just going to go flash right into this email that you sent to me because you told me the questions that you wanted me to ask you today. And I tell you, I know very little. Why is Western Oregon University establishing a presence in Oregon, and how are they doing that?
So we are moving up to Salem with some of our programs because there are 170,000 residents in Salem. And it's the second largest city in Oregon, and there is little to any public university presence up there. And that means that there's a whole range of working adults who don't have access to a 4-year degree or a master's degree. And so we are seeking to serve those folks. There's 50,000 Salem residents who are working age, and they have a high school diploma, but they don't have a 4-year degree. They need us to be there.
So now that you're there, one of the first things you had to do was purchase some property.
Yes, we did.
And that property is called the Vic Building. Please describe it to us. Where is it located in Salem? And what do you envision, I guess, its future and its purpose? Obviously, it's going to be, a classroom.
Yep.
Or several.
Right. So the Vic Building is located in downtown Salem. We purchased it in September. It needs about a year of work. And so in the meantime, we're actually in the Willamette Education Service District on Pringle Road teaching our classes as we get geared up to move into the Vic Building. It is going to have at least 6 classrooms. It's going to have office space, space for students to meet and collaborate, space for faculty and staff to work up there, space for community events. It is around the corner from a Starbucks, and it has its own 40 parking spot lot.
That'll be nice. So you say it's a year away, and I guess what prompted this? I mean, is it President Fuller? Was it something that you?
Yes.
I mean, what said, hey, we've got to get this presence there? I mean, look, I'm a native of Oregon. I know about Chemeketa Community College off of Lancaster, but it's kind of neat having, I guess, this new thing that's a proxy, basically, campus to Western Oregon.
Right. So we have talked at Western for years about going up to Salem. President Fuller has made that a priority, but it was really the creation of some academic programs that really should only be delivered in Salem. We have a master's in organizational leadership that I think you'll be talking about later in the season. Okay. And we also have a degree completion program for folks who have an applied science associate's degree. That kind of degree is often hard to then efficiently complete a 4-year degree. But we will be offering that up in Salem as well. And when faculty came together to develop the curriculum for that program, what they said was, we can't do this just on the Monmouth campus. It doesn't make sense to have this kind of degree completion program with students who are more traditionally aged. We need to get this to where the working adults are. So that's why we are up in Salem. And then we have found we can layer additional programs on top of that. So students will be able to pull coursework together to complete the psychology degree because there are online options there. Also the criminal justice degree. And we're looking at other programs that will be able to be completed up there that should be appealing to working adults.
Now, you and I are having a conversation that's going out on KWVT Channel 17, Comcast Networks. We're also streaming the game live. But what's the best way, I guess you say, to get this kind of burgeoning market of, you could say, not advanced age, but older students. Working adults. Thank you. Thank you for the verbiage. Working adults. How are you going to get that word out continually?
Right. So we are working with community college partners to make sure that their graduates know what the degree completion options in Salem are. We are partnering with and working with employers up in Salem to reach out to their employees with our degree completion programs. And we are doing just the standard sort of marketing. We're going to have a big sign on our building at the corner of Trade and High Street. I understand it's going to be a beautiful sign that will announce our presence there. And I think once we have that clear, visible location in downtown Salem, then people will begin to ask us the questions about what we're doing there.
Hey, better late than never, Sue Monahan. Thank you for making it into the booth and telling us about all the opportunities that the Vic Building will present for our wonderful, wonderful campus here now that will extend all the way to Salem.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Have a wonderful afternoon. Thank you for your time.
Thanks.
We'll be back after these messages for the second half on KWVT Channel 17. Welcome back to Monmouth, Oregon. The second half is about ready to start, but before we get there, we've got to break things down statistically. In the first half, Western Oregon did great job at a great many things. First and foremost, a balanced attack, passing and running. Western Oregon on the day has 19 carries for 108 yards, and they were able to get 90 yards out of the passing game from Ty Curry. Really coming together here as the senior play caller, having a great couple weeks at the helm. Total offense on the afternoon, basically, you could call it a 2-to-1 advantage. Western Oregon, 31 plays for 198 yards and 30 plays for Simon Fraser, and they've only picked up 86 total yards in the first half. Time of possession, pretty much spot on, dead even. 15 minutes and 6 seconds for Western Oregon and 15 minutes and 54 seconds for Simon Fraser. This afternoon so far, the player of the game offensively, Nico Jackson, 2 touchdowns on the afternoon. And Ty Curry, very, very effective, 9 of 12, 90 yards and 1 touchdown. Really a very impressive first half, maybe except for maybe the first 3 or 4 minutes of that second quarter, Michael. And Western Oregon is really building some momentum heading into the second half of the season.
Yeah, you're going to see them come out here and against Simon Fraser and just keep trying to grind it with Nico Amari Land and Ty Curry, taking their time, picking out times when they want to get the ball down the field through the air. But with a 23-touchdown lead essentially at the half, they're just going to continue what they've been doing, play some good defense, try to get out of here without any injuries, but continue their excellent GNAC play and try to open up 3-0 in the GNAC conference.
Curtis Anderson back deep, wearing number 3. Looks like he's back there with Joey Sinclair. Watching Joey Sinclair actually during warm-ups today, so many players, again, we said effectively kind of fit the same profile, but Joey Sinclair kind of has a different motor on him. Very, very quick, very elusive, and just showing a little different wrinkle, giving number 16 an opportunity maybe to get this opening kickoff to start the second half.
And the refs are getting together to talk about something here, trying to make sure they're on the right page. Their game plan is ready for the second half. Hopefully it's a game plan of very few flags.
Well, let him play. Yeah, we were on the ride down today. Michael and I were.
At the first half,
Oh.
the helmet for number 29 of Western Oregon. By rule, he must sit for 1 play.
Well, that's about
Never seen that.
That's about as strange a way to start a second half as I may have ever seen. So Ryan Menini, defensive back, 5'10", 185-pound, redshirt sophomore from Tigard, Oregon, will have to take the first play off because his helmet came off on the final play of the first half, which was about 20 minutes ago.
So somebody else gets a chance to make that key block on that front line.
The Wolves riding some great momentum. Started the season in very tough style against very tough opponents out of the Lone Star Conference.
Lone Star Conference is no joke.
No joke. And they basically played tough football and got themselves right with 2 opening road victories here in conference play. And Sinclair gets the ball, and he's looking for a blocker, heading right up the middle, showing off that speed. Sinclair got that ball around the 6-yard line and got it out to about the 39 and 40-yard line maybe here for the opening possession. Comes up a little bit gimpy on the play.
As you see, he sees a nice hole up the middle, but right as he gets to that 45-yard line, the defense converges on him, able to take him down, setting up a 1st and 10 from, again, the 39-yard line of Simon Fraser. Of Western Oregon, excuse me.
I think one of the things I like to see out of coaching staffs, Michael, is I really like to see players get rewarded. Typically, Omari Land starts the game, but in the second half, Nico Jackson with the 2 touchdowns in the first half will get the call here on the opening possession for the Wolves offense. Ty Curry now going to pass on first down, has great time, has a man open, and he missed it. Michael, great call. Michael, you pointed it out. I mean, I can't tell you how wide open that player was going to be, but I would say that Jaron Ford probably could have driven a Ford all the way into the end zone. That's how wide open one of Curry's receivers was on that play.
Yeah, Curry had a little bit of time at the beginning of the play, and Ford hadn't broken out yet, but as Curry decided to scramble, he didn't get a look back at Ford down the field. Threw the ball away, essentially, setting up a 2nd down and 10 here for Western Oregon.
Not all that surprising. I thought that they might really try to take the cover off of this offense early, and on that play, they had an opportunity. and maybe some of the skill position talent will take over as Jackson gets the ball off the left side. And Jackson has really shown great patience today, finding good blocks and taking his time getting to the hole.
Again, those core offensive linemen, Needham, Pruitt, and Belinsky, just opening up holes. Jackson got a nice bit of momentum there to get up close to the first down, but looks like about 2 yards short. A quick snap.
Curry into the flat, gets it to Jackson, and there's something we haven't seen. Jackson into the backfield, but he'll only pick up a half a yard to a yard. Gross will have to come out and kick the ball away.
Western Oregon must have thought they saw something there with Nico being by himself out there in the flat, but a great job by the defender to come up. I believe Thomas Jackson able to come up and make that tackle, holding him short of a first down, and the punt return teams come out.
That incomplete pass on first down kind of stalled out a quick 3 and out for the Wolves offense, and Simon Fraser waits Andrew Gross's kick. The lefty gets it away pretty good. Fair catch called, and almost a muffed kick there as Cobb goes down to get the ball.
But able to recover it himself, just a little bit of a muff, nothing too bad for them. But give Simon Fraser some credit. They're staying in this, just 3 scores down with a whole half to go. And you're going to see them with their freshman quarterback again, try to see if they can get down the field and get back into this game, as they've been improving all year as well.
Interestingly enough, I want to talk about how good Western Oregon's defense is right now. Ethan Basalt has not had a reception for Simon Fraser, their leading receiver on the year, held without a catch in that first half. As, of course, Rice and John, who leads the team with 23 yards per catch and 3 touchdowns, will get an opening reception here on the first play for Simon Fraser in the second half.
Yeah, just a quick turnaround for him. Ball was to him right as he turned around, able to make one man miss, get up the field. 2nd and short here for Simon Fraser.
Nixich now, nice little screen setup, and they found something that they liked, and they're going to pick up big yards here and move that ball out to midfield. And here comes a very, very late flag as Curtis Anderson came up very strange on that play.
As you see, they run the screen. Great call as all the defensive linemen are working their way up the field, and you had some blocking down the field. A low hit on Curtis Anderson, which brings out the flag and will bring back the play.
Holding. Offense. Number 4. 10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul. Results in a first down.
It's a terrible way to have to call out Ethan Basalt as the first call of the game for the guy that leads the team in reception. Gets called for a holding that will nullify the first down, Michael?
It was a first down the field, and then they just mark it back 10 yards, I believe. We'll see. They're talking about it right now.
Walking it off from roughly around.
Because it was down
40.
the field. It wasn't at the line of scrimmage.
Okay.
But we'll see what they're saying here.
Here comes the chain game. They're moving up. I'm going to give them first down yardage.
Yeah, you just lose yards. Like I said, the play was down the field. Ford was doing a great job blocking. Excuse me, who'd you say it was? Basalt.
Yeah.
Basalt doing a great job blocking down the field, but as Curtis Anderson was trying to work his way through him, he pulled him down from behind. But Curtis Anderson's still on the field.
Nixich, another high snap. Had a few of those today. Oof. Man, I heard that hit all the way through my eardrums. Good golly, man. Braylon Evans just lowered his shoulder.
Yeah, you see that quick pass, and as the receiver turns around and try to work his way up the field, bam, Evans he could have got called for a helmet-to-helmet there, but fortunately for Western Oregon, he didn't. But another first down for Simon Fraser.
Some spark of life coming out of this offense, and Nixich for the first time goes RPO himself. And now he's to be careful. He's drug out of bounds by Parnell. Actually, not Parnell. Looks like it was going to be by Ryan Minetti.
Yeah, as they run a run-pass option, he decides to hold on the ball. Almost lost it, but able to get down the field, but not make very many yards. He wants to play the Ty Curry game, but has to work on getting up to the Ty Curry level right now.
Nixich kind of seems to have found a rhythm early here in the second half on their first possession, moving the ball down the field effectively. And great pass there. And Basalt finally gets his first catch. And Curtis Anderson wanted to let him know this is a real football game.
Yeah, Basalt just going down the seam in between the zone. Curtis Anderson couldn't get over there fast enough. Does lay a nice lick on him. But another first down for Simon Fraser in Western Oregon territory. working their way down the field for the first time in the second half.
Back-to-back first downs for Simon Fraser and the first scoring threat this afternoon from the team from up north. Curtis Anderson has definitely got his eyes on trying to make a big play as Basselt gets back-to-back receptions after being held without a catch in the first half. I don't know how it works out when you say things like that it just changes all of a sudden. I think they hear us sometimes.
Yeah, as the offensive line all cut blocks on that play. A very quick pass. Another good gain for Simon Fraser, 2nd and 10.
Solomon Hines in the backfield. He'll get it off the right side. He makes a couple of Wolves defenders miss, and they're going to pick up another first down. Highly effective drive right now as they start the second half, trailing 20-0.
Great look for Simon Fraser. They're gaining some confidence as they work their way down the field. The players they weren't able to get the ball to earlier in the first half, they're starting to find some connections with their almost into scoring range.
Ball on the 25-yard line, knocking on the door of being in the red zone. Nixic now is going to pass again, and he's getting the time that he needs. Tip pass, and it is intercepted by Western Oregon. Opportunistic play. Ball batted up in the air, and Jalen Parnell comes down with the ball.
Yeah, great job there. Plenty of time. He thinks he sees a receiver open, but a good tip ball, and works his way down the field for a decent gain. Tyler Worf with the tip. Great job by him getting his hands up, playing that tip drill.
Brandon Nixic now 7 interceptions in his freshman campaign. A costly turnover as he had moved Simon Fraser into its deepest field position and the deepest place in Western Oregon's side of the field.
And as Western was sitting on the sideline watching the Simon Fraser team work its way down the field, they had to get them going, get their juices flowing as they didn't have it in that first drive.
Little fake to Reed, and now Curry's going to run. He tucks it down, and he gets tripped up, and that is a shoestring tackle. If not, Curry goes for 15 more.
Yeah, great job by Mason Glover on that. It looked like he was about to break it for 10 or 15, 20 yards. But again, like you said, shoestring tackle, tripped him up right before the first down, but a great first down yardage for Western Oregon.
This is always my favorite play call in all of football, Michael. I like 2nd and short after a run like that or a catch. Maybe Western Oregon, again, looks to do something to get the ball downfield, but they'll hand it to Amari Land. Amari Land puts his foot down, makes one cut, and moves the ball into Simon Fraser territory. Nothing short of keeping their identity. Trey Shimabukuro, though, very, very vocal on the sideline about something he didn't like. But again, another first down for Western Oregon, looking to bounce back.
Yeah, just another good run up the middle. Amari Land makes the first level miss, gets to the second level. Good job by the linebackers to come up and fill, but at that point he already had a first down.
Curry now does get the pass. They're going to say, is it a drop? It's the first opportunity to go to their tight end this afternoon. I've been really looking for Evander Willingham to kind of be something special for this team.
But you do see on the replay, the ball does touch the ground. It does move around a little bit in his hands. Had he able to get his hands under it just a little bit more, he could have got away with that reception. But unfortunately for Western Oregon, an incomplete pass and a 2nd and 10 from the Simon Fraser 47-yard line.
Curry again. First time we've seen this set. A little bit of a fly sweep. And here's a little option pass. Man wide open! And it looks like it's going to be a touchdown. Wolves! They give the ball off to Tyler Reed. And the throw goes to Sean Jerome for the 47-yard strike. Touchdown!
As you see, they set it up perfectly, plenty of protection, wide open down the sideline. Reception, just get that speed, take it to the house, touchdown Wolves, extra point coming.
I haven't got to use this word, but a little trickeration from Arn Ferguson and the Western Oregon coaching staff now looking to push this lead to 27-0 on the kick. Kick is up and good. A trick play puts Western Oregon on top. 27-0. More third quarter action coming up on KWVT Channel 17. right, everybody. All right. Highlight of the year so far here in Monmouth. Tyler Reed over the top to Shaw Jerome. It's a great play, well designed. Reed delivering basically the halfback option pass or the wide receiver option pass. Western Oregon doing what you're supposed to do at home, leading 27-0 against an opponent that today I think that if they had played their very, very best, and they have been competitive, Mike, they just haven't been able to finish out things when they need to. Western Oregon cleaning up their game and showing just how explosive their offense can be. Cobb gets there on the kickoff. Cobb looking for more room to run. Funny combination of colors out there. They do kind of all meld together with all that red.
A lot of red. The red and white of the Canadian flag for Simon Fraser, and then the red and gray of Western Oregon on this red out day. But he had some time looking for a hole to open up. He just needs to work his way up the field. Now you get to see if Simon Fraser, after looking like they had something going on that last drive, and then having the tip and the turnover, and then a big play by the Western Oregon offense. Let's see if they can get their confidence back and work their way down the field. Western's defense going to hold up strong. Parnell's
interception leads to the big play as Nixich is in trouble and flushed out of the pocket. Does get some time, gets a receiver open, and the receiver makes everybody on Western Oregon miss on that far sideline as Cobb picks up the first down. Yeah, his first read, it's not open, but he works his way out of the pocket, gets to the sideline, sees an outlet receiver, a missed tackle, a couple of missed tackles, and then some blocking down the field, allowing Simon Fraser to get another first down right about the 50-yard line. 6 minutes removed here in the third quarter, second half, as Nixich looks to the sideline, and again, kind of getting right back to where he started on that opening possession of the second half. Great rhythm with his receivers. And again, led that ball out to Gavin Cobb. And if Cobb gets that hand on that, he has a lot of room to make things happen. Yards as they're running that screen play, they have a lot of pressure up the middle. It's a timing play, and just a little bit off because the defensive line was able to get up to the quarterback really quickly. Pass behind him, incomplete pass, 2nd and 10 for Simon Fraser. Nixich on the afternoon is definitely kind of shown a little bit of that the freshman blues, but in the second half, as looks like there's going to be a false start. They're talking about it, but the Simon Fraser team's walking backwards.
Number 62, 5-yard penalty, still first down.
Great combination, Michael, to have for a football team if you're able to run the ball effectively and you have a good defense. I mean, I don't know, but I think it kind of started with the Bill Parcells, Bill Belichick era of the NFL football. Maybe even went well before that. It's maybe how football was intended to be played.
A lot of people might say that. The younger people, not so sure anymore.
Big pressure being shown. And very lucky that they didn't throw a penalty flag, as all of the pressure coming from number 94, Blaine Burnett. Blaine Burnett in our opening game here was very active. And in fact, just the entire defensive line and linebacking crew so far has shown that they can get pressure on the opposing team's quarterback.
Yeah, Blaine Burnett, Tyrell Cummings, Mac Little, Court Hammond. There's a lot of guys. Mac Little, who plays both ways on occasion.
The quarterback was being sacked, and that caused the ball to be short of the line of scrimmage.
I see what they're saying.
I feel like he
took away the momentum of the ball in the air because he was getting pulled down to the ground, but it wasn't quite a sack.
I felt like the referees were encroaching on our booth. I thought they were giving their own replay.
It's one of those things. In the old days, they had in the grasp. They don't do it anymore, so it's just an incomplete pass, setting up a 3rd and long for Simon Fraser.
Nixich is going to be forced to pass again, and pressure coming from the backside, and he just wings that ball and gets it away. And again, those are moments where I do see how good he potentially is going to be. When they do get him offensive line continuity, he definitely has the arm, but he made the wise play there. Don't force anything, as now they're going to send Anderson and Reed back deep.
Yeah, on each of those plays, great job by the defensive line, getting backside pressure, and the quarterback knows he has to get rid of it. He hears the footsteps in his head at this point, and as we go along in this game with 8 minutes left in the third quarter, holds big for the defense. They have all the momentum right now in this second half. As Curtis Anderson moves closer to the line, so he might get some pressure on this kick.
And he's already got a blocked field goal this afternoon, so here they come again. They show great pressure, but a big hanging kick. Could have been a fair catch, but Reed decides to take it, and kind of showing that little bit of it's a little bit dangerous, Michael. I mean, even up 27-0, you got to make sure you get that ball cleanly, and you got to take care of it. I know how badly he wants to do something in that part of the game, but he just threw a 47-yard touchdown.
Yeah, and a good job by the gunner down there. I believe it was Jacob Wade from Simon Fraser. Missed on the first attempt at the tackle, but as Reed was trying to find a place to go with the ball from behind, the Simon Fraser defender gets the tackle. Just down at the 15-yard line for Western Oregon, seeing if they can drive down the field now.
Nico Jackson in the backfield. This offense showing 2-1 run to pass today, and they'll give the ball to Jackson. Jackson trying to get out and see if he can get any lane to run out there to the left, but he'll be forced and stretched out of bounds.
Yeah, no blocking down the field or from the receiver on that side of the field. The cornerback able to stretch it out. The same thing, same style of offense Simon Fraser's running in this first half. Good job by the defense.
Harkening back to a number 14 from a long time ago in Tampa Bay, Brad Johnson. Pretty much a game manager. And Ty Curry has only had to throw the ball 15 times today because the defense has been stout, and he's been able to rely on Nico Jackson and Omari Land to pick up some first downs, and also Ty Curry with a big 20-yard plus first down run earlier in this game this afternoon. Now Curry looking to the air, across the middle, has a man open.
Yeah, it's a crossing pattern there, and a great job by Ian Crocker over the middle on the defense, able to get a stop right as he gets the ball. Plenty of time for Curry. He sees the guy he likes, but bam, right away. Defense able to make a stop, setting up a 3rd and long here for Western Oregon. 6 minutes and 50 seconds left in the third quarter.
Justice Murphy with the reception.
Thank you. I think Sweet sometimes, because last year I believe 88 was Sweet, so I got to remember Justice
yeah,
Murphy.
I know. Curry, he's running again. And he's made sure that he's tackled. And that was a sure tackle around the hips and the knees.
Anthony Crescenzo, I believe, on that one.
This is Vancouver, BC, and Notre Dame.
Notre Dame High School. They're a really good football school in Vancouver.
Cool.
But, yeah, great job by him not letting Curry get down the field. It looked like he had a chance for a second, but it does bring out the punt team for Western Oregon, with a chance for Simon Fraser to have good field position to start their next drive.
Andrew Gross forced to kick from his own end zone. Gets away a wobbly kick, and Cobb will take the fair catch at about his 39-yard line.
And again, we're at the same place we've been for the first 2 drives. Decent field position for Simon Fraser. They've worked their way down the field, but the defense has come up strong as time goes along. So let's see if Simon Fraser, as they're figuring some things out, can get a score and get back, make this a game again.
Nothing says that Simon Fraser's given up in any way, shape, or form.
No doubt at all.
Definitely, I've talked about it early on. There is a competitiveness within this team that we haven't seen. Again, just a young group learning how to play. And Nixich really that was actually rather comical right there. He just kind of looked at him and said, nah, I'm not going to let you tackle me here.
You needed to move about a foot closer to me, and maybe I would have let you tackle me, was what he was thinking. But he said, I'll tap you on the head and I'll run and throw the ball away. Let's try it again on second down.
And it all happened such in slow motion. It was
really had a chance to think about life right there. So we have a 2nd and 10 here for Simon Fraser.
Cobb in motion, racing John now at the bottom of your screen, big play receiver. They go underneath the Cobb, and Cobb, every time he catches the ball, it just looks like he has a different motor on him. Looks like he can hit the afterburners.
And a great job with some blocking down the field, but we do have the refs talking to each other.
There's no laundry on the field, Michael. There's no penalty flag, right?
Holding.
Where?
Offense. Number 75. 10 yards.
They were
from the
standing
spot of the
on
foul.
It was on the far
Second
side
down.
of the field as they were running that screen play. It looks like somebody yanked back as the defender was trying to make a play on the receiver.
Yeah.
Just out of our vision. But unfortunately for Simon Fraser, it's a big penalty for them on a first down play getting past midfield. It backs them up to the 35-yard line and a long 2nd and 20 yards.
6 penalties for 50 yards. Negative offense for Simon Fraser as the clock continues to run. Nearing the 5-minute mark in the third quarter, Nixich takes the hike, gets the ball, wants to get the ball to Cobb. Cobb is unable to corral the pass.
And as they're having these trouble just letting him sit back in the pocket and try to find receivers, they're running a lot of these bubble screens, a lot of receiver screens just to see if they can catch Western Oregon at the wrong time. But for Western Oregon, didn't work that time. 3rd and 20. 5 minutes left, just a little over 5 minutes left in this third quarter.
Big umbrella being shown by the defensive backfield. Draw a smart play. Maybe you'll get the ball back to the original line of scrimmage. Western Oregon basically said, we will not let you get anything over the top, anything you want underneath. We're confident we'll make an open field tackle.
And a great job of tackling there, and it brings out the special teams units for both teams. If everything goes according to the book, Western Oregon should be getting the ball shortly.
Same combination, back deep, Anderson and Reed. Both players right around their own 10-yard line. Better kick this time. And they are going to end up pinning that ball right at the 10-yard line as Curtis Anderson calls it off and lets Simon Fraser down it. Western Oregon, after leading 20-0 at the half, have only scored once in this third quarter, but it was an explosive play as Jerome Shaw catches the pass.
Shaw Jerome.
You and I we're battling back and forth on it. It is Shaw Jerome.
That was my fault. I miscorrected you earlier, and I changed your right way of saying it at the beginning. That's my fault.
It happens. Curry now.
Rarely
right around
perfect
his own
most of the time.
I know you are, Michael. Omari Land running off the right side, looking for any sort of initial push. He'll only pick up 2, maybe 3 yards on first down.
But again, they're working the clock with a 4-score lead. That's all that matters at this point for Western Oregon. Work on the fundamentals. With a 27-0 lead, the coaches will still have things that they need to correct and work on. Keeps the season going on a positive momentum as it is right now.
We don't want to look forward that much, but after today's game,
most definitely,
we're going to be headed on the road. Western Oregon will be at Texas A&M Kingsville a week from today. Land gets it again. He'll run off that right side. One of the things I guess I'd like to see, Michael, and when I see Nico Jackson run, I do think put him between the tackles because he's stronger and he can get through and maybe get that burst. With Land, I want to see him get the ball out there wide. And I know they've tossed him the ball a couple times this afternoon.
And they could just be setting something up for the future, games down the road. Amari's on the inside, Nico's on the outside, so the defenders don't know which way they're going to go necessarily. You don't want to make them so one-dimensional, but it's fair. You want Amari's speed on the outside, and Nico just running over people in the middle. It is fun to watch.
5 wide receiver set for Curry. We haven't seen that too many times this afternoon. 3rd down and maybe 7 for this. Play clock hit zeros.
Delay game. Offense.
Ugh.
Number 14. 5-yard penalty. Still 3rd down.
Not what you wanted there. Better than anything, maybe to force anything, but certainly will change the play calling now for the offense.
Yeah, definitely not crisp in the second half so far with some mistakes, and they're adding up, and it's helping them lose the field position game, but anything can change.
Curry now 3rd and long. Had 3 wide receivers at the bottom of your screen. Gets the ball underneath the Land. Land cuts it up. Land gets to the 20. Cuts it up even more. Now hits the 30. He's got the afterburners. There's nobody there. He's going all the way. Wow. Exactly what you said, Michael. Just putting him in a position to do what he does.
As they're running a screenplay there, Ty Curry backing up. Marquise Simpson, number 5, on a key block. You'll see it very shortly. On the outside is Amari. He's got it. Almost a clip there, but they didn't call it. Amari gets to that corner and right about the 25 yards to the house. Great job by the team there with extra points.
It'll be 34-0 if Gross gets it through the uprights. Kick is up and good, goes off of the stanchion with the camera. We'll be back for more third quarter action with the Wolves leading 34-0 this afternoon on KWVT, Channel 17. I am sort of a stat nerd sometimes, Mike, and I'm looking at this particular
Some
rundown.
might say nerd too, but that's okay.
That's fine. I'm okay with it. In the last 2 possessions offensively, Western Oregon has had a combined total of 7 plays for 151 yards and possessed the ball for less than 3 minutes and 30 seconds. And they have absolutely blown this game wide open on 2 touchdowns on those drives, leading 34-0. And I think one of the hallmarks of a team that's really coming together, as long as they stay healthy, is you do not lose to teams that you're not supposed to lose to, especially at home. Western Oregon, so far through almost 3 quarters, pitching a perfect game shutout, 34-0. Solomon Hines, big-time speed, number 9, will get the ball back out to the 20 as he slipped at his own goal line and kind of lost his momentum trying to see
some composure kind of falling apart for some people out there, too, with the flag coming out late. A couple late hits on different sides of the field after the play. We'll see who it's on.
Just from my own observation over the last basically 6 weeks to 2 months of being around the campus and meeting with coaches and seeing players, Michael, it became very clear early on that this particular group of players really came
After
together.
the play was over, unsportsmanlike conduct of the kicking team, number 24. 15 yards from the end of the run, first down.
And KJ Ritters, you see, is getting the call on that play. Again, it was mutual. Both players were kind of pushing back and forth on it. But they're trying to keep it clean as this game gets out of hand. You don't want anybody getting playing like knuckleheads out there.
Yeah, and as saying, the team really has this great chemistry, and they're coming together, and you could see how loose and enthusiastic they were to play, and they really had a nice game plan all afternoon on both sides of the football as Nixic is going to be sacked again.
You had a couple players in the backfield there able to get to the quarterback. No time. Pocket collapses on him. And about a 9-yard loss, 8-yard loss. Only a 4-yard loss there.
Tolliver Jr. with the sack.
Thank you. I couldn't see the number on that one.
That's what we're here for.
Teamwork.
Yeah, exactly. Second down and long for the Simon Fraser offense. True freshman Brandon Nixic will get it to Baselt. Baselt will run it right back up, and he's going to take it right down to that first down marker, it looks like.
It looks like he got it on that play. Good job by him making a move and getting a first down on that play for Simon Fraser. Yeah, the thing you were saying about Western Oregon coming together after the Angelo State game and the Commerce game, the Commerce game is important. They played the number 12 team at the time, very, very close. It wasn't until the very end of the game that they lost. But since then, they've been on a tear, and they look better and better each game.
Yeah, it's amazing. I mean, they went on the road on that first game down in Texas, and it was just a seriously warm night. And it's a tough thing to travel that far and go into an environment with that type of talent. And you're right. They came home the exact next week. They played the number 12 team, essentially to a draw. Actually had the lead with 9 minutes and 44 seconds remaining in that game. But since then, Michael, dead on, I agree with you. Really have just basically improved quarter by quarter by quarter, leading 34-0, just under a minute left here in the third quarter. Pressure being shown by Parnell. Parnell's already got an interception. Wearing number 9 on the bottom of your screen, he looks to go after the quarterback here.
And
what's that whistle for, Michael?
I just think it was a late whistle.
Okay.
Nick Sitch had plenty of time there. Throws a route down the sideline, but a great job by Braylon Evans on the coverage there. Able to be the only person that had a chance to catch the ball. 3rd and about a long 9, we'll say, for Simon Fraser here.
Baselt will be sent into motion. Mininiti follows him. Nixich now is going down again. And when it happens, you can just tell he can just feel it collapsing around him.
Tons of pressure up the middle. Looks like Isaiah Abraham and the rest of the squad able to just get through there. Another sack for the Western Oregon defense. 4th and long. Special teams coming out, and the same game, the way it's been going for most of the second half is continuing, and it's probably the last play of the 3rd quarter.
Keys Metzelar has had a big time. They're actually going to end the quarter right there as Trey Shima-Bakuro clapping his hands. Western Oregon leading 34-0 as we head into the 4th quarter here on KWVT Channel 17. Welcome to the 4th quarter here on KWVT Channel 17. So happy to bring you this game this afternoon from Monmouth, Oregon at MacArthur Field. Western Oregon has really had its way all afternoon. Now awaiting a punt from Keys Metzelar, who has spent a good deal of time kicking the ball away today.
This will be his 8th punt of the day.
That's a busy afternoon if you're a kicker. High hanging kick, end over end. Curtis Anderson calls it off, takes a very favorable Western Oregon bounce.
And I was going to say he had been improving for most of the game. That one not as good as probably his last 3 punts that he's had, setting up Western Oregon with some really good field position and a 34-point lead going into this 4th quarter.
During the break, Michael had a wonderful, valid point. Need to put out some special recognition to other coordinators out here today, and most specifically, Brian Harris, offensive coordinator and quarterbacks coach, along with Arn Ferguson, Trey Shima-Bakuro, Jason Slowey, you name it. Bo Heiberger now an assistant linebackers coach, Kyle Lavender, defensive back coach. Really, you can tell collectively the team is responding well to everybody's advice, and they have executed. Nico Jackson hopping and jumping, and with that long hair reminding me of a former Los Angeles Ram, and you know who it is.
St. Louis Ram, Steven Jackson.
I don't even remember him when they were there.
But you see him running right up the middle, making some cuts, knocks one player over, jumps over the next player. Great run on 1st down for Nico Jackson there, trying to add to his stats today as the game goes along. 100 rushing games from Ty Curry, Nico Jackson, and Amari Land as the season's gone along, and trying to see if they can get back up to those numbers.
Keep feeding Nico Jackson the ball, but he'll get no yards on that play. It'll bring up 2nd and long.
And nice to see the Simon Fraser team still fighting, still putting pressure there up the middle. Not able to run right up the middle. No gain on 1st down, setting up a 2nd and 10 from the Western Oregon 48, excuse me.
Nico Jackson now also looking for what the play call is in. I kind of like some of the things that I see all day long out of the offense. It's been patient. It understands that they've got a great offensive line, and they keep giving the ball to their players in good positions. As now the play action over the top. Man open again and underthrown by Ty Curry. Ugh.
And Ty Curry got hit as the play was happening. Looked like it was going to be set up for a possible touchdown there, but again, some pressure up the middle, and the ball a little underthrown, setting up a 3rd and 10 for Western Oregon. Most of the day, the offensive line has been doing a great job. Unfortunately, on that play, some pressure got to Ty Curry.
Justice Murphy, if he had been able to corral that pass, it would have been his 5th reception. Curry now surveys the field, looking down the sideline, has a man open, and Thomas Wright. Better late than never.
Thomas Wright working the sideline there. Ty Curry has plenty of time, looking down the field, finally finds his man. He comes back to the ball, tiptoeing on the sideline there, able to get a first down for Western Oregon. And now they're in Simon Fraser territory, trying to turn this one into a really high-scoring game, at least one-sided high-scoring game.
Well, it was a little over a year ago, Michael. You know that Western Oregon went to Simon Fraser and dropped 80-plus points.
Oh, they've had great luck against Simon Fraser, great games against Simon Fraser over the last 10 games, going 10-0.
There it is, Jackson. They kick it out to him.
Your Omari Land play, but
they like him.
Jackson able to work his way up the field, though, for 7 yards. Again, you just want 5, 6, 7 yards and hope to break one every once in a while. That'll get you a touchdown every time, 5, 6, 7 yards up the field. Great job by that offensive line. And the offensive line coach, Josh Manning, he's done a great job with all the offensive linemen this year. You don't have three running backs slash quarterbacks having 100-yard games without a great job with the offensive line.
Thomas right at the bottom of your screen. He'll be sent in motion. Jackson kind of a little casual with that carry. Almost had the ball stripped away from him, but positive yardage picked up for number 7, owner of 2 touchdowns in the first half.
Trying to get up the middle, but nothing there for him. He works his way out to the outside, maybe gets himself another yard off of that play, but it does set up a 3rd and a long 4 yards for the Simon Fraser defense to see if they can get a stop or if Western Oregon's going to continue this drive and keep working the clock.
Reed is the motion man. Going to his left now. Curry gets his shoulders downfield, looking into the sideline. Was trying to feed that ball into Reed, but double coverage there and broken up quite well by Simon Fraser.
Yeah, it was a great job. It looks like he has a receiver down the field, but Jarrell Cummings able to get his hand up. 5'10", a taller defensive back, able to get his hand up and knock that ball away. Setting up 4th down, but you still have the offense out for Western Oregon.
Andrew Gross relegated to the sideline as Curry now needs to get the ball down the field 3 or 4 yards, maybe looking to see if they can get them to come off sides. Now 5, 4, and there will be a timeout by Western Oregon. We'll take a break here, and we'll be back for more fourth quarter action here on KWVT Channel 17. Welcome back. 11 minutes and 26 seconds remaining here in the fourth quarter. Western Oregon on top 34-0. Ty Curry now with 4 wide receivers off to his left here on 4th down and about 4 yards. Here comes Nico in motion. Now Curry looking to the end zone. Has Reed open. Reed goes up. Gets it in. It's apex. Touchdown, Wolves!
Great job by Ty Curry. Plenty of time. Lets the play develop. Finds his man down the middle. Throws it. And a nice catch. The defender not able to stay up there. Another touchdown for the Wolves offense today. A great job on this Saturday for Western Oregon.
With the extra point, the Wolves looking to go on top 41-0, as they have been explosive here in the second half. Kick is up and it is good. We'll step away for another quick break and give you the remainder of this fourth quarter coming up in just a minute. Well, this game, for all intensive purposes, has been a showcase of what Western Oregon's potential is. In the second half, in under 7 minutes of possession, from roughly about midway through the third quarter to the beginning of this fourth quarter, Western Oregon has put up 21 unanswered points and now leading 41-0. Solomon Hines didn't come up lane, but he had no intentions of trying to turn that upfield.
Yeah, he was trying to get out to the sideline, but great job by all the defenders there. A lot of people diving for him, reaching for him. He knew he had nowhere else to go. Took it out of bounds. 1st and 10 for Simon Fraser on their 19-yard line.
Getting a little bit deeper into this, the previous possession, Reed gets a 31-yard touchdown pass from Curry. It's an 8-play, 64-yard drive, taking up 3 minutes and 30 seconds. Nixich still in the game, and a penalty flag for delay of game.
Yeah, pretty rough coming out.
Delay of game. Offense. Number 17. 5-yard penalty. Still first down.
Yeah, a little disorganized coming out of a dead ball, but just a longer trip for them to try to get a first down here with mostly the starters out in the field still for both teams.
Man in motion comes across. Nixich now flushed out, and he's seen pressure all day. Tried to get the ball to Baselt on the sideline. It's an incomplete pass.
Great pressure from the defensive line there. Looks like James Tolliver again. I believe he's had a sack earlier today, but able to get to that backfield, work his way up, and almost get to the quarterback. 2nd and 15 for the Clan.
John, at the bottom of your screen, pretty much held in check all day. That was a bizarre play right there.
It looks like there was some mix-up in the middle of the offensive line there. A couple of players colliding with each other as it looked like they were trying to set up a screen. And we have a man down for Simon Fraser.
Tyler Wharf was almost going to be the recipient of an interception on the play. One of the offensive linemen for Simon Fraser
Injured
down.
player on the field.
62, according to our friends in the truck. We appreciate it so much.
Nathan Mead, and it looks like he's able to walk off the field himself.
It'll bring up 3rd and 15, but losing.
More of the depth being showed by Simon Fraser and their offensive line, but as the depth is out there, they had some miscommunication on that last play, setting up a really long 3rd down here for their attempt at a first down.
Bunch wide receiver at the top of the screen for Nixich. Low snap, and he goes down, and he's going to take that ball down, and kind of the wheels have come off here.
Yeah, that was a big mishap there. As a low snap there, and he just went down expecting some pressure on him right away. It does bring out the punt team for for Simon Fraser in Western Oregon. As we get here going in the 4th quarter, 10.5 minutes left of a 41-0 game. We may start seeing some backups.
What's the Monday Night Football game coming up?
I'm not even sure about Monday night this week.
Not sure. There's something happening on Monday night. I mean, I know it's Saturday, but Monday.
I don't think anything good ever happens on Mondays. Isn't that what Garfield says?
Metzelar kicks it away. Low line drive kick. Reed gets it, and Reed's looking to take off, and he is going to get a block. Turns it upfield. Now he's at the 30. Makes one man miss. Makes another man miss. Takes it all the way into the 20. Well, I have to work during the day, Mike, but I was going to say, I probably should reach out to a friend and somebody that makes our job a heck of a lot easier and does a great job each and every Saturday for us. Tony Lonis, it's going to be your birthday on Monday. I don't know how old you are, but we wish you a happy birthday. And all that fun we poke at you, we do it because we like you.
I wish you a happy birthday. I wish you had the happiest birthday, but Seahawks and Ducks, come on. It'll be 1st and 10 here for Western Oregon.
And we have a new quarterback.
Looks like Ryan Worthley in the game, I believe.
I think you nailed that, my friend. Tigered Oregon. They've got some things to be proud of right now. Not to mention the quarterback that's in the game for Western Oregon. But they did just defeat a week ago the number 1 team in the state in the Class 6A action of football, defeating Lake Oswego 31-6.
And then you see some backups in for Western Oregon now. We have Angela Velardes with a carry there for about 1 yard, 2 yards. as we're getting some other guys get some PT and some action.
In the NBA, they like to call it load management, Michael, but not load management today. You know, when you have a big roster like Western Oregon has, and you've got the talent that they have and the start that they're having to the season, you want to make sure you protect them.
And you have Jerome Shaw here, Shaw Jerome, who earlier caught a touchdown pass. Another reception here for a short gain, setting up a 3rd and 3 for Western Oregon. Again, load management, yes. The only thing I would have saw happening is the running back staying out there to try to get some more yards, but otherwise the starting offense did everything they wanted to today.
Well, not the best start for the new quarterback, but hey, does have him, deep into position.
Looks like there was some miscommunication on the offensive line there. And Kieran Testa able to get to the backfield and get a sack for Simon Fraser. And we have the kicking team coming out for Western Oregon, see if they can put 3 points on the board. And again, miscommunication here with some backups out there, not all the right people out there for the field goal formation.
Andrew Gross.
Still 10 seconds left on the play clock. They should be all right.
He's only attempted 1 field goal the entire season.
Yeah, it's
he missed
all
it.
Big or nothing for Western Oregon so far.
Kick is up. Got some curve to it. It's up and it's good. Wolves now on top. 44-0 after the field goal. More fourth quarter action coming up here on KWVT, Channel 17. Western Oregon enjoying a fine afternoon, leading 44-0. After scoring 20 points in the first half, have tacked on 24 more. On the previous drive, removing most of their starters on the offensive side of the ball. Simon Fraser, after a very competitive game against Azusa Pacific a week ago, kind of finding out that Western Oregon might be, and Michael, don't laugh, so far early on showing that they might be the top team in this conference.
No, there's nothing to laugh about on there. They're proving it. This is the third game in the GNAC, and they've been able to run through it so far. A big improvement from last season, and again, most of these players are players that played on the team last year. They've gotten experience. They're getting older. They're maturing, and they're showing that they can play. After losing Bo Heiberger, which is one of the best players Western Oregon's ever had, Revis the year before that, these are all the kids from the last couple of years that are now the juniors and the seniors that are leading the team, and they're putting the work out on the field.
Heady victory for this Western Oregon squad. 2 road victories pulled out in very difficult, hostile environments, Azusa Pacific and Central Washington. Cobb gets the reception. He'll get first down yardage, moving the chains for Simon Fraser.
And as you have some of the starters still out there for Simon Fraser, they're working to get better as well. The season's not even halfway over yet. They have a lot of room to improve, but they have been improving as the season's going along. And let's see if they can do something here to get some momentum going into their next game, I believe against Dixie State.
Nix's in trouble again. He's flushed, and again, he's going to have to just get rid of that ball. There will come a time when they are going to be able to complement him with a little bit better coverage on the offensive line, and he is going to be able to get the ball downfield.
But a good job by E.J. Hagg, wearing 44, a big number here. Wearing 44, able to get some pressure on him to the outside and making the quarterback throw the ball away.
Seven minutes and 24 seconds. Nixich was going over the middle to Cobb.
But incomplete pass, setting up a 3rd and 10 yards from the Simon Fraser 37-yard line.
A lot of starters out there, though, on the defensive side of the ball for Western Oregon still.
A lot of people still getting in work. Still things to work on and improve. And maybe a mix of some of the starters try to keep that shutout. It's important for that defense.
Nixich tries to step up. He's seeing pressure again. Late flag coming in the general direction of a hold.
It looks like there is a double team on the left side of the field that we're blocking pretty great for a while, but you had Austin Goldstein just putting in work there, trying to get to the quarterback, and I think in that double team, one of them might have held. We'll see shortly.
The indication from Simon
Personal
Fraser.
foul.
Yeah.
Hands to the face. Defense, number 43. 15-yard penalty from the previous spot. Automatic first down.
Austin Goldstein.
Yeah, I didn't see the hands to the face. I saw him working hard there, but against a double team, a couple of guys that looked quite a bit bigger than him, and he was just trying to put some work in. But unfortunately, put his hands up a little too high, got that penalty. Sets up Simon Fraser, 1st and 10 from the Western Oregon 49-yard line.
Great source of pride, this defense, trying to take this afternoon and trying to keep intact this shutout. As Simon Fraser isn't going quietly. And it's been that type of day. Just one step ahead of himself. Drop pass, bring up 2nd and 10.
Yeah, Nixic able to be elusive in that backfield and get to the outside, and as the defensive back came up to support, tried to just throw the ball real quick to his receiver. Unfortunately, receiver not able to catch it when he had a lot of wide open field in front of him. 2nd and 10, Simon Fraser.
Nixic now going over the middle, has a man over the top. Great pass to Cobb. Beautiful ball thrown by Nixic there to Cobb.
Yeah, and as he gets the ball down the field, plenty of time, and his receiver comes open, has enough time. The safety not able to get over to help out until it was too late, and able to stop him, though, right before the touchdown, but it is a 1st and goal from the 5-yard line, 4-yard line for Simon Fraser.
Nixic will hand the ball off to Solomon Hines, and Hines gets tackled, I think, into the end zone. And Simon Fraser goes on the board. Touchdown for the Clan. Solomon Hines punching it in from the 4-yard line.
And some good blocking up there, a very quick play up the middle. Able to get into the end zone and break the shutout for Western Oregon. Small victory for Simon Fraser, something to look forward to. They did get shut out one time by them last year by Western Oregon. And may only be one time this year. We'll see what happens in the next game when they do meet up later on the season.
That second game does not occur until November the 2nd. The kick is up and it is good, and it brings the score to 44-7. Wolves still on top big. The remainder of the 4th quarter coming up next on KWVT Channel 17. Six minutes and 34 seconds still on the clock here in the 4th quarter. Western Oregon giving up its first score. Simon Fraser able to get into the end zone in the 4th quarter after a big pass from Brandon. From quarterback Brandon Nixic to number 11, Gavin Cobb, and then Solomon Hines able to get it across the end line for the end zone for the score.
But it's a good job by Cobbs all day. You know, they're still fighting. They're still wanting to put some effort out there, and he's had a great game. Really not very many positives for Simon Fraser, but Cobbs has been a great player for them today.
Sinclair has the ball. Sinclair will get outside the 20. He'll be met and tackled. Gavin Cobb, 5 receptions, 84 yards, and on that last play, it was about a 44-yarder, averaging just under 17 yards a touch this afternoon.
He had to know that safety was coming over his way, and he's able to concentrate and catch that ball. It was a good job by him. As you see the sideline, everybody getting ready to come out and see if these players out on the field right now can just work the clock. There's 6.5 minutes left. See if they can work 3, 4, 5 minutes, get a good scoring drive, and finish off this game.
Ryan Worthley going to be in for his second opportunity here in the 4th quarter. Offensive line doing some great dirty work as it looks like the handoff went to Andrew Valadares.
And looks like he's going to be getting the bulk of the backup carries today, with Nico and Amari being co-starters essentially as they rotate in and out as the whole game goes along, both of them being the bell cow. We get the backups now and see if somebody can make a play and show what they can do.
Great camera work there a minute ago. Coach Arn Ferguson on the sideline sitting around with his defensive squad today. Couldn't probably be happier of the execution of the game plan, opportunistic turnovers that had led to great field position most of the day. As Valadares tries to open it up, and he's showing top-end speed. He hasn't been touched yet. He's breaking it all the way. Touchdown, Wolves!
A great play there by Velarde. Doesn't look like he has much, but as you see him working his way, offensive line blocking. And as he gets downfield, all of a sudden his speed shows up, and he's out. Almost somebody has him, but not quite enough. To the house, Velarde and the Wolves score again here late in the fourth quarter.
50-7. Western Oregon just over the top. It goes through, and the Wolves are on top 51-7 after an explosive touchdown from their backup, number 26, Andrew Velarde. We'll be back for more fourth quarter action here on KWVT, Channel 17.
Straight vodka.
The story of the second half, Western Oregon, explosive offensive plays, left and right, right and left, left and right, right and left. Velarde is now basically a 70-yard plus touchdown. One of the great runs you'll ever see from a running back. Had 3 and 4 would-be defenders all around him, but then just turned on the afterburners and outran everybody for the long touchdown run.
He used that. I believe it's the R2 button. That's the speed burst, and got to that second level and was gone.
Solomon Hines gets it about zone 10. Again, wanted to see his speed be on display for Simon Fraser, but he's been bottled up most of the afternoon.
Pretty good job by the kick return team there. They've been able to get up to the 30, 40-yard line consistently all day, but again, not able to really get past the 30-yard line of Western Oregon most of the day, except for that one large play to Cobb. With 5 minutes and 20 seconds left in a blowout game, just hope everybody can have a good time and no injuries left in the rest of this game.
Nixich. They've actually removed their quarterback from the game. Can you tell the number, Michael, on his back? I can't. It's scrunched up.
I want to say it's 18, Mahal Lapuste, I believe. And he would have been the third-string quarterback at the beginning of the season. So
Brandon Nixich's day is now officially over. Ryson John, though, kind of picking up where he's left off, being the primary target for Simon Fraser's offense when it comes to their receiving core.
And again, last week he had a couple of huge plays. The defense was able to bottle him up today. When the game was a lot closer, he wasn't able to get the ball in his hands very often at all.
He's 6'7", 220 pounds.
With some speed.
Good hands and strong player. Pass tipped up in the air, and again, one of the things I think that's just encouraging as the season goes on, like we said, quarter by quarter, this defense, even with some of its backups in there, maybe even some well down the roster, are just playing very, very, very infectious football on that side. Everybody seems to be where they're supposed to be.
They really are. Simon Fraser trying to sneak in a screen there real quick, but it was read by most of the defensive line. If it wasn't knocked down by that defender, it would have been somebody else. There was two people there.
Cole will go in motion. Ball will be handed off. Moving into Western Oregon territory, it'll bring up third and about 5, maybe 6 yards for Simon Fraser.
And as you have some different players coming in there, Good job by the offensive line to try to make it a manageable third down here. You see what the defense has for Simon Fraser as they have some little bit of momentum here at the end of this game with these backups right now. Showing pressure, whether or not they'll send it, we'll see here very shortly.
Simon Fraser averaging just over 4 yards a play on the day. They'll pick up a first down. Kind of that, to me, might be the telltale sign of the game. Western Oregon averaging nearly 9 yards per play. Almost a first down every time they've had, of all 57 offensive plays they've had.
And a 90-yarder and a 50-yarder helps out those numbers quite a bit. You know,
or a 70-yarder.
Yeah, the passes down the field really did help in the running game. It's been a really good game by the offense, and everybody being included in it.
Yes, sir, we.
Hearing the coaching staff earlier this afternoon as Rayson John gets another reception, they basically said they hadn't seen their best yet. And I know that there's things that they're going to have to work on going on the road next week, and obviously they've got a big homecoming game 2 weeks from today, and the payback that Central Washington will want to pay here when they see Western Oregon in 2 weeks. But this is certainly the best that the offense has looked all season.
Most definitely. And again, just incremental improvements every game. It's nice to see.
Ball now moved into about the 15-yard line.
A little bit softer defense to see here as they're working their way down the field here late in the fourth. Just trying to see if one of these defenders is going to make a play, or if Simon Fraser can get another touchdown in this fourth quarter.
First down and 10 at the 15. Handoff. Simon Fraser picks up a couple of yards, and the clock now heading towards the 2-minute mark here in the fourth quarter. On the afternoon, Nixich was 16 of 34, the true freshman, through one INT.
Don't do that. Do not do that with me.
It looks like an injury, and they're going to have a player come out of the game real quick. I believe that's Joey Medina out of Tustin, California. It looks like he had an injury that the ref saw and decided to blow the whistle.
Lapouse now out into the flat. Maybe a horse collar there, but they don't call it.
But a really good passer. That was a bullet to the on and out there. Able to get him close to the first down there as he is wrestled out of bounds. And they definitely, it looks like he got his shoulder pad, but it was very close to a horse collar on that one. But it is first and goal here for Simon Fraser with 1 minute and 55 seconds left as they're trying to punch it in again for the second time in this game.
Seems to be a little confusion on both sides of the football as we're under 10 seconds left on the play clock. Heading now towards 5, 4, 3, and to be expected.
I blame the ref on that one.
I know, that was strange again.
I feel bad for the Simon Fraser offensive line there as the ref just came up and tried to do a stoppage of clock there, a stoppage of play, and it confused some of those offensive linemen.
False start. Offense. 5-yard penalty, still first down.
That's 8 penalties for 60 yards for Simon Fraser. Western Oregon has been penalized 6 times themselves for 60 yards.
And a couple of those being really big, they're going to have to clean those up in the next couple of weeks on 3rd down and 10s and 3rd downs when they were able to pick up first downs and the calls got overturned.
Ball back out to the 10-yard line. Lapouse looking to the end zone, looking for Rayson John, and he will take it in. Touchdown.
Yeah, Rayson John, obviously a really big receiver
Ryson,
out there.
I apologize.
Excuse me,
Ryson
John, thank you.
I apologize. That's his 4th touchdown on the season.
But able to get his hands up there and snag that ball, take it down. Smaller defender there. It was a bad matchup for Western Oregon on that one. Simon Fraser able to get a touchdown.
Couple of late scores to see Simon Fraser's offense improve here. Obviously at the cost of seeing Western Oregon sit all of its starters here for the second part of the fourth quarter, but with 1 minute and 46 seconds remaining, they'll put up another extra point. It's 51-14. Michael, I know that both of those wins on the road in conference did a whole lot for Western Oregon, and it was kind of that thing where typically you go into those games, you're like, hey, if we don't make big mistakes, if we sit there and we give ourselves a chance to win, we give ourselves, and they pulled out 2 really big wins. They come home, they've taken care of business, but they are going back down to Texas and back to the Lone Star State and that conference next week, Michael.
And as you've seen, both of those teams both dip in and out of the top 25, Angelo State and Texas A&M Commerce. Kingsville is another very tough school in Texas, and it'll be interesting. It'll be nice to see how Western's improved as the season's gone along, just to see how they can compete with that conference right now. And especially with the way they've run through the first half of this GNAC conference, see if there's something bigger that's possible for this season if they can get a win against Kingsville.
Absolutely. Huge homecoming game will be up on October the 19th. Central Washington and the Wildcats will travel down from Ellensburg, looking for some revenge after losing to Western Oregon for the first time since 1998 last week in Ellensburg. And then our first chance to see Midwestern State, Texas. Then it'll be back out on the road to see Simon Fraser, Azusa Pacific, and Eastern New Mexico to round out the regular season here at MacArthur Field. One of the things I keep seeing on that team and on that roster, Michael, for Western Oregon is they got a lot of speed.
A lot of speed. It looked like Jalen Parnell trying to, Marquise Sampson had some speed coming up the middle there, but again, another shoestring tackler. He could have got another 10 to 20 yards or even broke that all the way. But with 1 minute 40 seconds left, it looks like the Western Oregon will just try to round out this clock here to finish out this victory and start the GNAC conference out at 3-0.
Get lined up.
For a team that was picked to finish third in the conference, you can say it's a surprise, but 3 weeks in a row, Western Oregon coming up the victor. Valadares ends up running out of bounds. He now has 4 carries for 80-plus yards.
And you see his speed. We might see him some more as the season goes along, but he's very quick out there, and a good job by him.
We'll give him 4, maybe 5. We'll give him a 5-yard. I'll give you 5 yards, Valadares, on that. It'll be 2nd down and 5 for Western Oregon as they are running out the clock. In full command, leading 51-14. In fact, at one point led 44-0.
And for all the people watching this on digital download in 2072, make sure to come out and see me at the retirement home. I'll say what's up.
I'm glad to hear you're going to make it that long. That makes me even happier. 2072, Michael. Come on, man. That'd be 95. Just about a minute remaining here on KWVT. Want to thank everybody from the truck to everybody giving us the great shots, the awesome replays. It's a team effort here at KWVT as Valadares is just putting on a running exhibition to end this game. In about 5 carries, the backup is going to have about 100 yards and lead all rushers for the game.
And continue the streak of the season of having a 100-yard rusher for Western Oregon. Good job by them. And good, again, credit to the offensive line all day doing a great job opening holes for these running backs and letting them do their thing. Protecting the quarterbacks as well.
Now under 25 seconds. Handoff goes up the middle. Simon Fraser makes the tackle. And it looks like we can officially say in about 7 seconds that Western Oregon is going to move to 3-0 in the GNAC Conference, riding a 3-game winning streak, 2 of them on the road in hostile environments, coming home, taking care of business. Western Oregon explodes out in the first half to a 20-10 14-0 lead and scores an additional 31 in the second half, and we saw just how explosive the offense can be here with Ty Curry and the skill position players, as multiple plays, I think I count 4 of them, for over 50 yards in the second half. We will be back here in 2 weeks. Western Oregon will be on the road next week down at Texas A&M Kingsville. We'll take the week off, but on October 19th, it's homecoming weekend at Western Oregon. On behalf of myself, Matt Palumbo, Michael Brown, Director Ken Luetig, football fans, wherever you may be, have a great day and be well.